You are listening to the B-Cast.
You're so trash at Jiu Jitsu?
Yeah, I'm so bad, dude. I'm so bad.
Oh my god.
I was like gassed 30 minutes.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then everyone.
You had an hour left?
I had 2 hours to go.
Oh my god.
Because some other coach came into the gym and was like, "You guys fucking suck on cardio." And then my coach heard that and he's like made us do takedowns, and takedowns is like the most energy. You know, like it takes a lot of energy to take someone down. And he made us do like 3, like it was like 30 minutes just worth of takedowns. And I was just gassed.
Damn, 30 minutes of just takedowns?
Yeah.
You're just fucking sweating again.
Yeah, and I'm not good in the first place, you know? Like,
Slobby.
Yeah, dude. I was like, because you gotta like, I don't know what you square up with the dude, and you gotta grab. And he was so sweaty, I heard like between my ear and his ear. And I would hear the.
Oh.
And I was like, oh.
Dude, that grosses me out.
Why am I doing this?
That for sure grosses me out.
It was so gross, and then I always get hit in the balls. Every martial art I do, I always get hit in the dick. I don't know why.
Just get kicked.
It's just part of, I guess, martial arts, but it sucks.
Yeah.
I think I just have big balls.
I'll hold this bitch
right
up.
It's very disappointing.
I had this set up. Just get kicked in the dick. But you sound so far away.
I was pretty far away from the mic.
But you sound right up in it now. Oh, that's why?
Yeah, I was kind of far away.
Alright.
Let me get right up on this mic.
Get right up on that bitch.
On the mic.
Yeah, no, because I can see the levels on there. So I'm like, wait, why is there no...
Yeah, no, I'm a low talker, so I gotta get real close to the mic.
Bro, you were getting your ass kicked in Jiu Jitsu?
Oh, dog, I was getting... Dog, like, I had no energy, and everyone else was, like, giving me work. Because usually, if I have energy, like, in the first 7 minutes, I am a motherfucker to deal with.
Fucking good.
Yeah, I'm a problem, because I have energy, and I won't give you anything. But after those 7 minutes, you can have your way with me.
So how long have you been doing Jiu Jitsu now?
Like, I'm coming on 3 months.
Damn, 3 months.
Yeah.
What's a membership cost?
$150 a month.
That's what everybody tells me, bro.
Yeah.
That's what everybody tells me.
No, it's a worthy investment, dude.
I know.
It's a worthy investment.
Bro, so here's my... I want to do Jiu Jitsu so bad. And here's my excuses why I don't. All right, number one, financial. All right, that's a legitimate excuse.
Fair.
Right? Legit excuse. I cannot swing $150 $150 a month.
Hey,
I just can't.
Jocko would not have you saying that. I've been listening to Jocko Welnick.
Yeah.
He's just like discipline.
Yeah.
Get up at 5:30 in the morning.
Sell your kidney.
Yeah, I'm not getting up at 5:30 in the morning, bitch. I'm sorry.
Have you heard his book?
No, he keeps talking about it.
I have the audio book of not the first one, not the leadership one. He's got
Discipline
another one.
Equals Freedom.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
That one, because that's my fucking biggest weakness.
Oh, dude. I am so weak, but with food. That's my thing.
And that's funny you say that, because one of the things I was literally going to talk to you about was like things I notice in you that you're disciplined in. And for like a young guy, I'm like, man, that's...
Oh, yeah,
that's
I
impressive.
have it.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But like when I see Checkers, Baconzilla, like get the large fry with.
Really?
I love Checkers. I love Popeyes. I love bad food.
I love that.
I love fast food.
Checkers surprised me though. Checkers surprised me.
Because
dude, we live right here.
Dude, I've lived in Patterson my whole life. It's like one of the only Checkers places in the world.
This one and the one in Passaic.
Yeah, and then there's one in like South Jersey.
Yeah, that's the only two I know.
Only in the hood can you get Checkers.
I was in Florida, and oh my God, that's fucking crazy that I'm going to tell you this story right now because I was in Florida before I got sentenced to prison and I thought I was going to run away. So I had moved down there with my mom. I was like, I'm not going to go. They're not going to come down to Florida. You get me? Like, it's a different country or something, right? Like, I was in Switzerland. And I'm telling my mom, I'm not telling my mom anything. I'm down with my mom. And one of the only things I could afford without a job was Checkers 2 for $2, Big Bufords. Yeah. And I would just, bro, I was every day.
Just crying, eating burgers.
No, just denying any of my problems. Yeah. Eating fucking Checkers 2 for $2. And I say it's funny, I say that because today is the 19th. Today's 16 years since I got sentenced to prison.
Yeah? What'd you go in for?
Distribution of marijuana.
Oh.
To an undercover in a school zone.
In a school zone?
Yeah, because listen, bro.
You see that school?
I pretended to be a thug my whole life.
Yeah.
Okay?
Successfully.
No, not because I fucked up. No, I said a fucking joke last night that my mom busted her ass to move out of the places I pretended to be from. Yeah. You know, like that's a fucking twisted thought. But no, I got sentenced for selling weed to an undercover cop. I thought I was doing somebody a favor. Like I don't want to say I've never been a drug dealer because I pretended to be a drug dealer a couple times unsuccessfully. But this time I wasn't a drug dealer. Like I wasn't hustling. I didn't have a stash.
Yeah, you were just hooking up with friends.
I was just doing somebody a favor. This guy, cause bro, that's the one thing about weed and marijuana. Not only that, but it's the community of it. Like when you meet somebody else that smokes weed, like you're best friends. Like no matter what else you others,
it's a brotherhood.
Like, yes, man. So like that's how I felt. So when the dude came over to me, he's like, "Hey, can you help my friend get some weed?" I went to high school with him. Like I should have known, right? Like if you're qualifying somebody on a friendship, that's an undercover cop. You don't need the backstory. You know what I'm saying? Like if I say, "Hey, this is my boy," I met him in high school. We're good friends. Like
this is my best friend. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah, like all that stuff. You know, like I didn't catch on. I didn't catch on to any of it. But he's like, "Hey, can you get me some weed?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got a dime bag." I was like, like I'll help you out. He's like, No, I'm looking for a lot. First thought in my head was like, I can get this guy weed and just take a couple nugs. Yeah. From me.
Was he white?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes, so you thought you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna sell it for $50."
Bro, I wasn't gonna make any money.
Take a
Yeah, I didn't care about the money. Like I would have gave it to him for
you just wanted an extra blunt.
Bro, I just wanted free weed.
Yeah.
That's what my mind was. I was like, this guy's my free weed connection. Yeah. And I did it 3 times.
You tried to use car sales.
I tried to use this fucking dude, bro, and he used me. But I sold to him a few times, and then one day he was asking me about like coke and ecstasy pills and stuff. And I was like, all right, I'll see if I can get it. And my older brother, had just told me that he was getting ecstasy. My older brother's a retired drug dealer. Like
a successful retired drug dealer.
Yeah, like a legit drug dealer.
He's the guy that you were trying to play.
Keys, stash spots, the whole nine.
Oh yeah, man.
So he was telling me about something he was getting like e-pills for like $3 a pill for 1,000. So I was like, oh, like that. We were just talking, and that had registered in my mind. So when this guy was like, "Can you get a lot of e-pills?" Like I had that thought in my mind. So I was like, yeah, I think I can. Let me get back to you with a price, right? And then I was thinking about it, and then I got back to him. I was like, yo, $8 a pill. And he was like, all right, cool.
Which is a good price. That's a decent price.
For 1,000 pills, bro.
For 1,000?
For 1,000 pills, that is a terrible price.
Wait, you were selling him 1,000 pills?
He asked me for a bulk amount of coke or he's like, "Can you get me a lot?"
You deserve this.
Bro, yeah. No, but bro, when he did this is when I caught on.
1,000 pills of ecstasy from a guy that sold me dime bags.
I was so gullible that I the first 3 times it was no big deal, right? Then I even switched up the meeting places. The second time, thinking I was like fucking, I had just watched The Wire and shit. And I was like, "Let me switch up the meeting place at the last minute." And me switching up the meeting place added 5 years to my fucking sentence.
Holy shit.
Because the first place I was meeting him was a regular parking lot. The second time I told him to meet me was near a park. So that's a fucking automatic park zone charge. Then the other one was a school zone charge. This was all my doing. But then when he said that, because like $3 a pill, $2 a pill for 1,000 pills is like the wholesale price. So when I was like, "Hey, yeah," I just said it fucking around. like I knew how obscene it was in my head.
Yeah.
So like me being the fucking goofball, I'm just like, yo, $8 a pill, and waiting for him to be like, ah! And he was like, all right, cool, man. When can we get it? And I was like, hey, I'll let you know. And I hung up. I was like, I think that guy's a cop.
You never asked him?
No.
Isn't he supposed to tell you?
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I heard that's a lie. There's another cop podcast I listened to, Mark DeMeo, Police Off the Cuff. And he just talks to cops.
Yeah.
And they talk about this shit. Like, well, drug dealers really think you have to tell them that we're a cop. It's like, that's part of the lie. But
I've been going into barbershops my whole life, and people ask me if I'm a cop for some.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's because I'm very clean cut. So
I'm gonna see you as a cop.
I know why.
Maybe
the criminals would beat the shit out of me. A real criminal?
Maybe
You think I could stop a real thug like me?
Man,
I have to take Jiu Jitsu classes, and I get beat up by guys who are like 5'7". You know?
I think I'm talking into the right side. I don't think you look like a cop. Maybe like, remember New York?
One that reads books or
what was
something.
that
Cops
NYPD?
don't read books.
NYPD Blue? Or New York Undercover? Remember that Spanish guy? There's the
No.
Spanish guy and the black guy?
No.
I gotta pull this up now. New York Undercover. Because I don't think you look like this guy.
I
that much.
don't. But you know what? It's because I grew up in the hood, and if you're not like black, you're white. You know? So like, for me, I literally grew up, and people would call me white.
All the time.
And I swore to God that I was white. And I just, I was like, hey, like I came up to white people, like, hey, fellas, like, what the fuck are you doing here?
That's
like,
the worst, like, in between. Like this guy right here.
When they don't, oh, yeah, look at that. That's me.
Right?
Yeah.
The eyes. I feel like, oh, no, look now.
That's definitely me. That's me in a
this
couple
one right
years.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's you without the Jew.
Yeah, that's
what
you
would
took
look
away
like.
my nose.
That's what you would look like if you were purebred.
My gigantic Jewish nose, if you took it away.
Well, fucking, what were we talking about?
Selling weed.
Selling weed. Oh, man, that fucking cop, bro. And then I just stopped talking to him after that. I just started ignoring his calls, and I was just like, fuck that guy. He's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Didn't think anything of it. Like 6 months later.
And they can get you for that?
Bro.
But you didn't even...
6 months later, I'm in my house, a week away from starting college for criminal justice, because me and my boy were going to be cops, right?
You make the best
Forgot the drug dealing life.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on a new path. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in my house smoking a blunt in the morning without a job, watching TV. All of a sudden, a fucking knock on my door. I'm like, who is it? And nobody fucking answers. Fucking ignore. I'm playing video games. Knock again. Who is it? Nobody answers. At this point, I thought it was a friend of mine. My boy, I thought he was just coming to my house,
just
fucking with me. So I'm like, playing my video game again. Knock on the door. I'm like, yo, who is it? I fucking get up. I throw the controller down. I walk over to the door and I open the door. When I open the door, I have 2 pit bulls. And when I open the door, there he is, the fucking guy with the badge on, and he's got another guy with him, and they both have badges on. And I'm like, ugh, hold on. Because my dogs were fucking trying to get out the door, and he fucking grabbed me. And when he grabbed me, like, I was like, hold on, let me close the door. I was like, yo, let me close the door. I'll put the dogs away. I was like, I'm not doing anything. And he's like, all right, hurry up. And if I was black, he would not let me close that door. For sure,
absolutely.
And he let me close that door. He would have shot me, the pit bulls, and the fucking neighbor upstairs. But I closed the door, boom, and then they fucking locked me up. And they were like, oh, you gotta give us your source. Who did you get the weed? Bro, this was a secret indictment. They had already convened a grand jury. They had already indicted me. Like,
there must have been no black people in this town. They had nothing to do. It's like, is there one black guy doing anything? They're like, no.
So ridiculous, bro. They had pictures of the car. They had photocopies of the money.
They were taking pictures of your house and shit?
They had fucking surveillance, bro. I was like, yo, you guys know my name's not Pablo, right? Like, you know this is for weed, right? Like, do you know what resources you just wasted
Victor
for this?
Cedeno, a.k.a.
Pablo
Escobar.
I got the stash, but fuck, bro. And, yeah, so I went to fucking jail. I had cornrows at the time, too.
Oh, so you were playing it up.
I was playing it up. Halfway down my back.
You were Jim Jonesing.
I go to court. Arraignment. I got bailed out, $15,000, no 10%. But they treated me like I was the worst criminal of all time. This was my first offense. I go to court for arraignment, and I'm in municipal court. I'm wearing a button down and jeans or khakis, and like those. Remember the Tims that used to be like stylish that you wore with khakis?
Oh yeah.
That were like different
Thug
colors.
dress shoes.
Yes, I was wearing a pair of those thug dress shoes, and I go to court, and I'm just like, all right, let me get this probation and get on with my fucking life.
Yeah.
Right? And the judge is like, where's your lawyer? I'm like, I don't have a lawyer. And he's like, sir, you're facing 25 years in prison. You need a lawyer. I was like, you're right, sir. I did not know this. He's like, all right, we're gonna let's adjourn. Yeah. He's like, let's adjourn and reconvene when you get a lawyer. I was like, all right. And I fucking legitimately went from court to a lawyer's office and cried in their office. I sat down. He was like, all right, so tell me what's going on. I was like, I don't want to go to jail. Bro, it hit me all at once. I was like, yo, 25 years. And the fucking lawyer was like, listen, at the end of the whole, like, going back and forth, plea deals, fucking court dates and all that shit, like 6 or 7 months of this shit. Finally, the judge, my lawyer's like, listen, they want you to go to jail. He's like, they're not.
So like they're pretty dead set.
It's like
they spend a lot of time doing this.
I'm like, then I had read something about PTI, pretrial intervention, and it's for like first time offenders. And I'm like, well, can you get me PTI? Like, I mean, I never did anything wrong. Like, this is weed. Like, it was an ounce 3 times. It's like, yeah, but it's a school zone. School zones in the state of New Jersey.
A kid could have seen you selling that weed.
Bro, in the state of New Jersey,
a school
zone
dumb.
is a mandatory minimum. That means if you get sentenced,
In
they
school
have
zone?
to give you a minimum amount that you have to do.
That's crazy.
So they sentenced me with 4 years, minimum 18 months. That was my fucking sentence. And I got out of it because I pretended to be a crackhead. And they gave me drug court.
Hey.
I only had to do 2 weeks in the county,
Hell
baby.
yeah, that's dope.
Then I was in Sea Caucus for fucking 6 months.
Was jail that bad?
No, jail. Now this
Or is prison the one that
prison?
everyone
See,
talks about?
This is the common misconception when you hear people talk on TV. When you talk about prison, you're talking about sentence time. No.
Right.
It's all sentencing. It's all the time you're sentenced. In county jail, people only stay in county jail if they're sentenced to less than a year.
Oh, okay.
If your sentence is over a year, they ship you
To prison.
either Northern State Prison or Southern State Prison.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 prisons we have in New Jersey, or the fucking federal prison, which I think is Fort Dix. I don't know if it's Fort Dix. I don't know. I'm not a fucking prison expert, but they were like 4 years, 18 months, and I had to do this fucking thing. So I did only 2 weeks in jail. County jail is a clubhouse. County jail is a fucking clubhouse.
You guys were chilling.
It is where you go to become a better criminal. Like when they lock you up in jail, it is a 100% education.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to ask to learn.
It's a networking event.
Yes, bro. You just start talking.
Shaking hands, giving business cards.
Because the one thing you have in common with everybody there is
Everyone
that
has
you're there.
cornrows.
Is that you're there. Right? So
Yeah.
everybody's talking about why they're there.
Yeah.
How did they get it? And like everybody dissects their case for hours. And they talk about what they could have done, what they should have done, you know, and then other people are like, oh no, when they do that, you got to do this.
Peer review.
Yes!
They're peer reviewing their crimes.
Yes,
To be a better criminal.
You have to, bro.
You should have smoked the crack under the bridge.
Bro, they tell you where to go. Like you get if you're a drug dealer, you come out of jail with new connects, new people you're gonna try to make money with, and like your organization grows. Like it's literally time off the streets for you to get better. It's like going to criminal fucking boarding school for a little while. Like you weren't doing it right. Go there, learn how to do it right, come back and be better.
Yeah, the system's so broken, man.
Oh,
it's so broken.
God,
So they didn't even try and rehabilitate any of these people. They just like kind of threw them in there, right?
Yeah,
Like
I got lucky. I talk a lot of shit about it, but in reality, it literally was the best thing that ever could happen to me.
yeah.
Because I was a fucking degenerate. I had no prospects. that whole college thing for fucking.
You're probably gonna fail.
Bro, that was gonna last that semester, and that was probably gonna be it. But like the growth I got, because up until that point I had been dependent on my mother, dependent on other women, dependent on other people to help me survive. You know what I'm saying? I was always running from problems. I never finished anything. I never committed to nothing. Like I was just the worst case scenario. Yeah. I was a 22-year-old, like no prospect person. Like I wasn't a terrible person. I was just in a place where I had no structure. There was nothing short of going to jail was going to change me as I was. And I was irresponsible, just all that stuff. I fucking didn't make my bed, like, you know.
I still don't
all
make my
that
bed.
shit. Oh, making your bed.
That's no,
Jordan Peterson, bro.
That's a discipline thing. Like I'm so disciplined in other places, and I feel like I have that where it's like I never did things like that because I create kids that I grew up with. I know them, and now they're dead. You know, like I know a guy. He died today. That was in my high school class. He died today. Damn, he was on the streets though. You know, like so it's like I always had that where it was like it was right outside. You know? Yeah.
No, and that's I'm like that too. Whereas I like learn from my environment. Like I had older brother and a sister to fuck up. So like watching them get in trouble growing up, like I always just
I'm not gonna do that shit.
Don't do that shit. Do it this way. You know, like you're a little bit fucking better.
And my parents were hawks. That's the thing about like my parents were hawks. I didn't go outside. I didn't hang out with friends. You know, like
really?
No. That's why I have horrible social skills. It's like I didn't do that until I was in high school. Literally, I didn't go out and hang out with friends. It was just I was inside, you know, like my parents were like, nah, you're not gonna go out with that guy. He's a fuckhead, you know?
That's good, man. You know, people really like the parents that are like that don't get a good rap.
Yeah, because there's always the wild kid. Yeah. You know? But that kid is just a fuck up. That kid is just an asshole, you know? Like, there's a reason why they were doing that to him. Because they know, this guy's an asshole. Yeah. We can't have this guy doing what he wants. Yeah. You know?
You have to.
But there's, like, a give and take. But, like, I wish my parents weren't as strict, but at the same time, it's like, I would have been a big old asshole. Yeah. You know? I would have definitely, like, been selling. I would have definitely, if I was with other kids like that, absolutely. I was Clay, you know?
How old are you again?
24.
24. 24, I was already fucking incarcerated. But no, I think 16 years ago, I'm 37, so I was 25. Yeah, so like around 25. Probably like around 24. Yeah, because 2004. Yeah, about 24 years old. Wow. That's fucking funny. So that's what I talk about, like the things I notice in you at your age that I'm like, man, that kid got like discipline. Like I remember like, I think it was last year you took a break from smoking weed and you had said like, I remember asking you, and you were just like, "No, I'm not smoking." And I was just like, "What?"
Yeah, I just don't do it sometimes.
Bro, that fucked me up for a week.
Yeah,
legit. Because I was like, "How does a fucking 24-year-old just stop?"
I don't like feeling addicted to anything,
bro. That's it. Literally took people putting a gun to my head to stop smoking weed.
No, if I feel like there's something I need to do, I just stop doing it. I don't know why. I don't like the feeling of addiction. I'm like, oh, I have to do this. You know?
When did you first notice that?
I don't know. I think maybe it's just the contrarian in me. You know?
You are a fucking contrarian.
Yeah, like I'm just a fucking like, oh, you like that?
Bro, some people state an opinion. Some people state an opinion or they say something and I can literally look at your face and see you contradicting them.
But also, I feel like everyone's dumb. Like I also do feel like everyone just has bad opinions. You know?
I do too.
Like every time, like I hear famous people talking. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're a dipshit. Like you're here because you're gorgeous and you don't know. Like you know, like you can make a good cry face.
I think that that comes from this guy just fucking blasted on my speaker. I think that comes Because I feel like that too sometimes. I know I used to feel like that a lot. And I know younger people feel like that a lot because I feel like as you get older, as you break past like 18, 21, you start feeling like a fucking adult and you start like, it almost starts coming together a little bit for you. And then as it does, you start to look at other people and you have this feeling of having your shit, like your shit's coming together and everybody else you look at is just like coming loose at the seams.
Yeah.
And you're like, you don't even have it together.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I felt when I think a thing that helped my voice of like, fuck you, was being in college. Because I was around, like, I'm not, like, I went to college, I have a college degree, but I am not one of those college guys who has those college politics and agrees with everyone on that shit. So, like, I was not a very popular person in college because I was just like, no, that's dumb. Like, I would just be like that with my professor. Like, no, that's stupid. Like, me and I had an ethics professor that I was like, no, why would, like, because they would just, they make claims and they don't back them. And they're just like, yeah, I'm a teacher. This is, like, no, you can't do that. It's not a real thing. You're just an asshole. You're just making a claim. I can make a claim. Yeah. Rainbows have gold at the end. That's my claim. I'm a teacher.
But do you have anything to back that up?
Where's your backup? And I would, like, literally, I was such a contrarian like that. But I really meant it, I was trying to find my own place. So while I was in college, I was like on YouTube finding my own my real political compass, unlike other people who were just like taking it from the teacher and just being like, yes, this is what it is. This is the truth, Yeah. And I feel like I feel like people don't like look for themselves.
What do you mean?
Like they hear something and they're like, yes, that is facts.
Like they don't,
that is
like they don't.
Factual information. You heard that on Bloomberg? Absolutely. That's a real fact. They don't go and they don't look up. Is that bullshit?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I'm going to stop this because I think I fucked it all up. This thing's not responding. This is the first time I've had problems.
That's not good, man. Yeah, I know. You're sweating bullets.
I was like so cold. I had the jacket on, and I'm sitting there talking. All of a sudden, I just start feeling fucking
got the
beads,
energy, bro.
The beads of sweat start dripping down my titty. Oh, this thing conked out. That's why. Oh, like they don't. Oh, okay, like they don't. Yeah. Don't tell me. Oh, see? Oh,
it's
my
just
God. Me? Yeah, your whole fucking mic. This whole conversation we have has just been me talking to myself.
Hey. You gotta put it up anyway, just to see what people will say.
Yeah. Hey, so audio kind of clinked out here in a minute. It's alright. Bro, this was a secret indictment. They had already convened a grand jury. Alright, shut the fuck up. Alright, let's see what happens. Hey, bitch. Hello. Why is this not registering anything?
See, this is why I don't do podcasts, man. It's like, I don't know technology like that.
There we go. One mic's in.
One mic's in.
Where's the other one?
Let's do the podcast.
Let's do the podcast. This is fucking...
Do you have the skill to work a podcast? I don't know.
Hello?
You're a little quiet.
Hello? Oh my God. I think the one microphone died. That's yours?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Yep. Okay.
Hello. Alright. Now I can't hear myself. All right, fuck it. Technical difficulties. We're just gonna keep rolling.
Hell yeah, we're back.
We're sweating.
Sweating bullets.
Oh my god. I don't know what happened. I unplugged my own microphone, but yeah, I could hear myself and you were like that shit was weird.
I don't know, it was weird.
That's why technology sucks, bro. But it's saving lives.
Podcast. It's so easy.
Oh, so I want to go back to Brazilian Jiu Jitsu because that's some new shit. Weren't you doing something before this though?
Yeah, Muay Thai.
Muay Thai?
Yeah.
Not Krav Maga?
No.
No?
Why? Because that's Jewish? That's
No,
racist,
no. Bro, I could swear I thought you were like was it Krav? Isn't it like some Russian shit?
Krav Maga is Israeli.
Is Israeli self-defense something?
It's people don't know if it's a real martial art because it's really Krav Maga is like block their attack, poke them in the eye, kick them in the dick. It's like really dirty. You can't actually use it in like a traditional sense. Yeah.
Like there's no Krav Maga fighters coming.
It's like death fighting. It's the fight. If every fight was to the death, you would use Krav Maga because it's the perfect kind of thing like that. But I did Muay Thai. I liked Muay Thai, but you take too much damage getting punched in the head all the time, you know. And it's like I'm not trying to be a world champion here. I'm just trying to like have like a flat stomach and do my comedy, and
just have a flat stomach and do comedy.
Yeah, and it was I would like I remember one time this guy kicked me in the head, and I was like I went to a mic and I was like I zombied through a whole mic.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! You were sparring. I was wondering, like, cause I kind of like zoned out there, and then I came back in as you said, got kicked in the head and went to an open mic. I'm like, wait, were you telling a fake story?
Yeah, no, I was like, I got kicked in the head. Like I practice ended. I was like, I have an open mic after, and I would like, I remember it, but I remember being like literally like zombie walking.
I got fucking concussed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got concussed, and I was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why am I going?
Because they go hard.
Yeah, that's the difference between a grappling sport and a striking sport. Is striking is you're gonna get jocks, you're gonna get people that are trying to hurt you, because I'm new, I don't know anything, and this guy has a combo that he needs to work out,
This guy has a combo.
That's it.
There was what was that fighter? Did you see that thing? I think Joe Rogan's been talking about that a while for that Muay Thai fighter. They put like this guy that has like 300 and something fights against some guy that was like, he's like 4 fights or 5 fights.
That's so disrespectful.
Oh my bro.
Who was it?
I don't remember the name, but the guy he fought.
Because I'm a huge Thai fighting fan.
Yeah, the guy he fought who has like 300 fights, he's like a legend.
Senchai?
Might be.
Because Senchai, there's only a couple
he's like
guys.
He almost looks like Dalsim a little, like bald.
Is he really short?
Yeah.
That might be Senchai.
Yeah, because that name
he's
sounds
like a
familiar.
tiny little dude.
Bro.
Yeah.
He was fucking with this dude, and then all of a sudden he just flipped up and kicked him in the fucking head.
That's Senchai.
And the lights went out.
Yep.
It was just, I was like, damn, but why did they fucking, like, that is disrespectful to just put,
they did it on purpose.
You don't do that in the gym. Like, in the gym, you don't do that, right?
Well, they practice it, but
like, you don't put somebody in, like, a high-level fighter or so. Like, the people will make fun of you for that.
I don't know, man, because, okay, there's this thing that happens in boxing. It happens in Muay Thai, too, where you go for a little while, you go for 2 months, you feel good about yourself. I know how to throw a punch, I know how to throw a combination, I can block. And then a guy who's been doing it, he goes, yo, I seen you can get really good. You want to spar? And he actually knows what he's doing. And he goes and he beats the holy shit out of you. And that happens. That's just a thing in the gym. You just can't get caught, So you gotta that's basically what happened in the ring. They just fed Sanchai like just a kid.
No, you know what happened was that guy was supposed to fight someone else. And that guy fucking backed down. It's fucking Super Sancchai over here fucking volunteered. The other guy should have just been like, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, I mean, in Thai fighting, they fight like 300 times. So for that kid, that's just like he might have fought the same night. That's how Thai boxing is.
Yeah.
It's it's like, I don't know how they all don't die of brain injuries.
This guy. Man, I wonder if it's gonna come out later about fucking like CTE and Thai fighting.
I mean, dude, CTE and fighting go hand in hand.
Right.
Did you watch the last UFC fight night?
Who was on?
Baklowitz, Blachowicz, something like that. Some Eastern European guy against a black guy. But the fight before the main event is Diego Sanchez. And that dude has so much CTE. I don't know how they're letting him fight. He doesn't make sense. You can see it on his face. You can see it in the ring. And he somehow won the fight.
Bro, Diego Nightmare Sanchez.
Yeah.
Do you remember old Ultimate Fighter days?
I came in like it was already the 7th season.
When I first started watching, I had watched like maybe 2 of those older pay-per-views. Like somebody had a video or something before that, but never thought anything of it. And then I happened to be home when the season premiere of The Ultimate Fighter came out, like the first fucking season with
when
Forrest
they had that
Griffin.
giant knockout,
Forrest Griffin. It was Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner were the 2
Savages.
finalists. Yes, and they had
Savages.
a classic, bro, where I was just like, "This is the best sport in the world."
Yeah, it is the best sport in the world.
That fucking first season, that finale of the first season fucking launched the UFC, because after that, that's what everybody was talking about. A lot of people talk about how that spread like wildfire around people that just watch fighting, and people were just calling, "Yo, you gotta fucking tune in right now."
Well, it was just like, it was free TV, and you could see a guy get split open for free. You know, like a guy just gets his nose ripped off his face, and it's free violence.
Lots of fights. It wasn't like it was just one fight.
It was a whole hour of fights, and it's only 2 rounds. So it was only 10 minutes. Like it's insane that they had those fights. Like that people signed up for that in the first place.
Nuts. And they all lived in a fucking house together and shit.
And you know what they were making?
No.
Like $2,000 to fight. It's like, ugh. Back in those days, that's insane. You fought because you just liked it.
Yeah, man. Like but that's the thing when you have like passions. People criticize these folks. They don't make a lot of money, but they don't fucking care. They're still there anyway. They're gonna be doing it for free.
Mm-hmm.
If
they'd be fighting dudes outside a bar because that's just what they like to do.
It's the same thing as fucking comedy. Like if there was no stage, you'd still find a way to fucking express
I would
your
tell
jokes.
jokes to girls or just with my friends. You know? I'd start a
do it
dumbass
now.
podcast.
Yeah. I do it now with like work. Like if I'm at work and all of a sudden the conversation breaks out, you get that one joke and all of a sudden like that thing tips.
You're like, ooh, this is a premise.
No. I mean like not even just ripping a joke, just the conversation you have, and all of a sudden you start killing, and that switch flips and you just keep digging.
Yeah.
I always do it till I start bombing. I never.
And everyone's just like,
I never walk off like on a good note with those, like, because I just keep pushing it.
Like a real comic.
Until everybody's like, huh? And then I'm like, all right. That's enough? All right.
See, no, I'm so premeditated. I used to, like, before I even did comedy, I would, like, come up with jokes and I would bring them up in conversation with my friends just to see how they would react.
Yeah.
And I would do well sometimes. And, like, my friends would be catching on and be like, are you telling a joke? Are you, like, telling a joke right now? Can you talk normal? And I was like, fine, I guess I'll try and, like, I was always premeditated like that. Yeah. So it was like, comedy's just so easy, like, that way. Because it lends itself to this kind of person I am.
And now that you mention it, I think I was doing that for, like, the 2 years before I did my first open mic.
Everyone does it.
That I was writing. But I never, like, before that, I never, like, wrote a joke and then thought about it and, like, brought it. Because I was never, like, writing jokes. But then I was, like, writing jokes for myself.
I wonder if this works.
And then, like, it would be in my head, and then I'd be in a conversation, and that topic would come up, and I'd try to unleash the fucking
It feels so good.
Yes.
People think you're so witty. They think you're so witty. But, like, I slaved over this for 30 minutes.
I know. Like, you have no idea how many times I rewrote this fucking thing just to bring it.
For you.
Just to bring it to this fucking coffee table. It's fucking crazy. Fucking comedy.
Yeah, dog. I love it. I love that shit. I went up yesterday at Boiler Room, and the crowd was so garbage.
Really?
And I loved it. I love a garbage crowd now.
Oh, you would fucking... I've loved these last few fucking
I heard. It's been pretty bad.
God,
but you know I love a garbage crowd.
I know. I get,
I love a good heckler. You know?
We had like a fucking crowd of, like, that came in like 4 people that came in at 10 o'clock, and they were already drunk.
On a Tuesday.
On a fucking Tuesday.
Those kind of people.
Yeah, and it was the type where they came in, they saw it was comedy, and they looked at each other and they did this. Like they were excited.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, they're excited for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
They think they're going to be able to participate in this
Yeah.
fucking shit. And then the first fucking comic, I forgot who, I think it was Shane was up there. Shane, he wasn't the first, but the first comic that those fucking people saw. And sure enough, they were fucking, de Blasio had stopped by. So I fucking threw him a guest spot. Yeah. And, bro, he just started talking to them. And he just started talking to them. In my mind, I'm like, please don't fucking talk to them now. There's just certain people that even I make the mistake. I start talking to them, and immediately when I start talking to them, I'm like, I should have never talked to this fucking person. This is not going to go anywhere.
You know what the problem is? Because we're all open mic comics, so whenever we see audience, we're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, crowd work. But the thing is, I would say like 95% of us are garbage at crowd work.
It's not crowd work, it's interviews.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We're conducting interviews.
What do you work?
Where do you work? You from around here?
Yeah.
But I remember this guy Noam from, you did one of Noam's shows, right?
No, they canceled it, and then they never gave me another show again. I think they just got rid of me. I really
the show
do.
went on. I think
I'm pretty sure the show happened. They just like, I think we got a better person.
Imagine that's fucked up. You see the show still going on. I thought you canceled that shit. Like, no, like, went back on.
No, we canceled you.
Yeah. You got canceled, sir. We heard about that gay joke you did on the VCast. Gotta cancel your ass. No, I did the Wooden Spoon in Bloomfield for one of his shows, and Farouk was there, and Gina DiMaggio was hosting, right? And I get up, and before I get up, I'm watching the crowd, and I'm watching this fucking Asian dude in the front row not sell any jokes. I'm sitting right in front,
with the
like
crossed
that.
arms. It's always
crossed arms. He was not mad. Like, he was smiling. He wasn't like...
He's just a tough cookie.
He's just tough cookie, right? So I'm in my mind, I'm like, I gotta crack that fucking dude. How am I gonna crack him? Right? So then, the whole time, 3 comics go up, the whole time he's just sitting like this with his little fucking white girl wife next to him.
He's a cool Asian guy.
Yeah. I get up there, and I say, blah, 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 I'm married, fucking... Just celebrated 10 years married. Everybody clap. Now I can start hitting her. He lost it. That cracked him there. He fucking literally arms open and then laughed. Then he was open like this. Then he was like this.
Yeah.
And I kept going on the fucking domestic abuse. I'm like, oh, you like that joke, man? And then I called him out on it. You've been sitting there with your arm crossed the whole time. The minute I mentioned hitting a bitch, here you are, happy as hell. And then I looked at his wife. I was like, no wonder you've been quiet the whole night. And then I had the whole crowd. And I started messing with him. Then I said a World War II joke. A reference to, called him like a World War II pilot or some shit like that.
I hate when people get weird over World War II. That shit happened 100 years ago.
Well, I don't know.
You soft ass people.
All I said was that he looked like a World War II.
You called him a
kamikaze pilot. Yes, I said he looked like a World War II kamikaze pilot, and then I felt it.
Yeah, he was. I'm Vietnamese. You fucking asshole.
No, he laughed.
He laughed. But the white people.
Yeah. In this liberal town, like, bro, it's almost like
I hate that town. Fucking circle glasses, faggots. I hate them.
Bro, I don't know if you can describe this to anyone. What this feels like when the air leaves a room and you just know you lost them.
Yeah,
you know they just turned against you. And I looked around and I saw like all the. And even though he was laughing, he didn't do the black pass when you do a black joke and everybody waits for the black guy to laugh and then they laugh. No, everybody didn't even care that the Asian laughed. Yeah, he gets no respect.
Yeah.
So nobody cared that he laughed or anything. And then I proceeded to ask 11 people in a row where they were from. Without a joke.
And everyone was from Bloomfield?
Yeah. Let me rephrase that. I went and I asked I asked 11 people if they were from Bloomfield. I'm like, oh, are you from Bloomfield too? Yeah. Oh, wow. How about you? You from Bloomfield? Oh, look, this whole table's from Bloomfield. How about you? You from Bloomfield? Bro, I burned 2 minutes asking people where. I just a straight bombed, and then I got booed at the end of the set. I said the fucking daughter brushing her teeth joke, and this fucking short-haired fucking feminist lady from the back was like, boo! just all her by herself.
Yeah, I'm sure she
like,
has a vivacious sex life. You know, like,
ugh.
dude. I mean, that's what it is, man. You just gotta learn how to, be cute with it.
I was immediately gone. I left. Like I went to Larry, the guy from fucking Nome, and Farouk were sitting at the table. Farouk had the face like, he's like, dude, you got booed. I was like, I know, that fucking bitch is crazy. And then I told Larry, I was like, hey, did anybody ever get booed at one of your shows? He's like, no, that's a first, man. I was like, all right, good, I'm leaving. See you later. I fucking left. I was like, I am not sticking around for the rest of this fucking show.
Man, that happens. I've been booed before.
Sticking around.
But it's like, that's just what happens. That's part of the game, you know? Like, if you really let every bomb get to you, you're not gonna last long in this shit.
For sure. No, I didn't care about the bomb. I just don't like the looking at people in the face after the fucking bomb. Like,
yeah.
Comics, I don't mind. I bombed in front of comics, but I don't need you coming up and telling me, oh, that was really nice. Like, I didn't see you laugh once. You don't need to tell me anything. Like, I don't want the pity laugh. I don't want the pity fucking hand. Keep doing it. You're doing a good job. Yeah, yes. Keep at it.
I hate when I bomb and then everyone's trying to give me fist bumps. Like, no, fucking be real with me. Just be like, you bombed and it's okay.
But I don't think I can, I can, I'm very bad with that. When people bomb and they come afterwards and like, how was that? And I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, I hate when somebody does it. It's like, bitch, you were there.
Yeah.
You
felt it.
Yeah, you felt the uncomfortableness.
Do you when you kill, do you come off stage and how'd you think that went?
Yeah, no.
No, you know how it went,
I
bitch.
sit down and act like I have the biggest dick in the world because I just know what I did, you know?
Bro, that is the best fucking feeling.
Oh, yeah.
That is the fucking
just murdering,
best, bro. Just like a whole room of fucking people laughing and like everybody with you. And then the after of that, like when we were at a good example of that was all of Garrett's fucking family after the Glen Rock show.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, hey, good. And just that smile. And everybody's happy. And everybody left having a good time. I'm like, man, I just fucking made those people feel good.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
That felt great.
That fucking, you can't. That's the only way I can compare that is like what we were talking about before when you're with your friends and you kill.
Nothing beats killing in the basement.
Yes.
I don't care about the crowd. When I kill with a group of comics, intimate, like so much better.
Yeah, it's almost like those laughs are more valuable.
They are more valuable,
right?
They are more valuable because they've seen me eat my balls before, and to make them laugh hard, like come on, man.
But do you think, like for us as open mic comics, do you think it's dangerous to get caught in the trap of like trying to make comics laugh more than trying to make people laugh?
I think we are so far away from even worrying about that. Yeah. It's like, just try and make people laugh. You know, because you don't know yet. You're, what are you, 2 years in?
Barely. Like,
I'm 2 years in. It's like, I'm starting a marathon, and I'm 100 feet in. So, like, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
2 years this month. As a matter of fact.
Oh, shit.
2 years this
2
month.
years you saw me
bomb.
I
saw you bomb. I was like, I can do this.
Good.
This kid doesn't give a fuck that nobody's laughing.
Like, dude, I really didn't give a fuck. At those Nicky mics.
Yo, you did not give any fucks.
No.
At all.
Because I used to get heckled when I first started really bad. And I was like, yeah. I still get heckled a lot. I get heckled more than anybody. I think it's just because I'm short. But I grew to fuck you. Like, I'm here. I have the mic, and I know I am wittier than you. I know it, and I just have that weird self belief. And so it's like, if you want to stick around, it's like prison. If you want to stick around, you better fight.
Yes.
You gotta fight. If you're gonna be a pussy, then you're gonna have a long, hard stay in this. You know,
bro. I feel like 2 years in, when I first started, those first couple times going up, you know what? I just fucking read my first note that I wrote for a boiler room set, the first time in a boiler room, or was it the notes from the first show I did for Jonesy, one of Jonesy Springers at Broadway? I think we were on the same show.
Oh yeah,
That first Springer. Was that your first show too?
That was my first show.
Right?
I didn't have
and then
to
you were
bring
at
for
comedy
that
club?
because he was.
I didn't bring either. Oh no, I brought 3.
You brought Mike, Big
I brought
Mike,
3,
right?
4. No, I didn't bring Mike to that one. That was my friend Billy and this kid Rich and this other girl I used to go to high school. Yeah, and then my friend Keith came. So it was like 4 people to that bringer. And I sexually harassed the host.
You called her hot.
No, I said because she was hot and she was talking about sexual things. So I was like, damn, you're really funny. I didn't know whether to laugh or jerk off. Like, you're really funny and hot.
I remember the crowd laughing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like...
And she came up and fucking ripped me apart. That was fucking...
Only I can sexually objectify myself.
Yeah. She's like, what did you make, a lasso? That was the shit that killed me. Because I was so nervous that I kept doing the thing with the cord.
Yeah.
And she goes, what did you make, a lasso? Because she had the fucking... I handed her a whole fucking circle of fucking wire. Like a fucking jabroni. I was mortified. I read those first fucking jokes. I was looking at it, and it was like, what am I trying to say? Like, so long-winded. And the corniest things I thought were funny.
Dog, I have that set on YouTube.
Oh,
I have that set. No, actually, that's a good set. I remember I killed that night, because I was the feature performer other than the head comic.
Yes, you did. I remember that. You should have. That's a good thing you did keep that set. That was a fucking good set last night. I remember that. Because you did the, what really fucking killed was your,
That August Ames joke, I remember it.
That?
Yeah.
But no, when you were saying, the fucking bar mitzvah reggaeton shit.
Oh, yeah.
That shit, it was almost like it was just layup. Like, you were all just so fucking...
Whenever I'm really scared, I just pull that out.
Yeah.
But, like, when I do shows... I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that hack shit anymore.
I hate all of my fucking material.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm at a spot right now where I don't have new shit that I like. And I'm still doing, like...
Get rid of it.
Newer...
Get rid of it and bomb.
I just gotta fucking do some different shit.
That's what I do.
Yeah. At the mics, I have no problem.
My set now is a whirlwind difference because it's like I hate this material. I'm gonna go on this show and I'm just gonna bomb. I'm gonna try new jokes out, and you know what? The new jokes work. Like when I go to a new show, I literally what I do is I do one safe joke, and then I'm like, this next 3 minutes is all new shit. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, we'll take it. We'll deal with it, and then the next 5, I'll give them actual shit that works. Because you know what? This is for me too. Yeah. I'm supposed to be excited by this. If I'm not excited,
but that's the way that's the way I think that's the way you're supposed to mix it in. From what everybody talks about, like when you're trying new shit to mix it in between your
absolutely
tried and true shit. Man, that's another fucking discipline thing. Is like writing every day.
Oh, dude, I have fallen off.
Really?
Yeah. But
that makes me happy.
But in a way, I've been writing better jokes because of it. Oh. Because I'm not nose in the book, and I'm not doing as many open mics. So I'm living more, and I'm like thinking more about it, and just going on stage and just like really marinating on ideas. Like I have this one joke about pedophiles, and I've just been doing it like differently every single time, and then I listen back, and I'm like, what worked, what didn't work, and just like copy and paste it together. And I think it's like better than most of my old bits that I would write out and just read. You know, I think that's works way better.
Yeah.
Like I still write like 45 minutes a day, but that's nothing compared to like writing 2 hours a day. You know,
yeah.
Which is
that's 45 fucking more. That's 45 minutes in one day. That's 45 minutes more per week that I'm writing.
Yeah. You know,
I just started. Oh, fuck, I didn't do it this morning. See, that's the fucking... There we go. I did 2 days of...
Do you have your notebook with you everywhere you go?
I have so many fucking notebooks.
You don't like write down when you... Even if you hear something, you're like, oh, I have to write that down?
Yeah, no, I do. But when I get that impulse where I have to write something down, I put it in my phone. In my notes. On my phone. And I wrote ideas. Like, last night I was on my... Like, I was like half asleep and I was talking to my wife about something. And then as I'm drifting off, she said something, and then she said Al Bundy. And as I'm like right about to close my eyes, I feel that fucking I feel that chasing me, and all of a sudden I'm like, I learned how to be a parent from Al Bundy. Write that down. I wrote that down, and I'm like, I wrote that. I'm like, I come from this. I come from this. What the fuck did I write? I come from the school of parenting or something. I come from the Al Bundy school of parenting. Something bad happens to my kid, and I make fun of him. You know what I mean?
That's great.
And I was like, that's just those little thoughts. But as far as like, I've been trying to in the morning do like journaling, like you know how fucking like Joey Diaz talks about today's a fucking great day. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and like just trying to get the wheels.
Yeah,
right?
I do that too all the time. That's what I do. Sometimes, like if you read my joke book, it's it's a guy talking about his life, and then sometimes, rarely, it's funny. You know. So
what do? You just like when you're gonna sit down and write. You're 45 minutes. Where do you go?
I'm usually at work now, so I will literally put my on the desk. I sell. I don't give a fuck. I just start writing, and I don't care because people. I don't know. People don't bother someone who's writing. When they see someone writing, they're like, "What a fucking weirdo."
Yeah, who writes?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like people on my job will be like, "What are you writing?" I'm like, "None of your fucking biz. Don't
you
ask
know why?
me."
Because more important question is who reads.
Yeah.
Like they don't fucking know what you're writing. They're like letters. What are those fucking things?
Yeah, dude. So like
homework.
I'm like a weird enigma at my job. People have asked me like, "What's in my notebook?" It's mind your fucking business. Because I don't tell anyone I'm a comic.
Yeah.
Never.
Interesting.
So when I write, it's more like it could be about anything. Like a guy could have just pissed me off, and I'll just write about how I want him to die.
Oh.
And that's it.
And through that flow.
And then funny
something
shit happens.
Funny, yeah. And then you're already in the fucking position to write it down.
Yeah, because you have to think you are funny.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're gonna write, it's gonna come out funny to an extent, you know.
Yeah, your humor's gonna come out.
Yeah, because that's who you are. So if you just write, but the thing is, people don't sit down to write, and it's not gonna come funny when you just start. You know, like you have to warm yourself up, get into a topic,
bro.
Rant.
I was gonna yesterday. I was like, all right, let me try to prepare something. Because I get most of my anxiety from Tuesdays is not knowing what I'm going to say. Because I can't do my fucking material every fucking Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I got to come up with some new shit.
Because you have regulars.
Yeah. I got to come up with new shit. Not only that, but I feel like the bartenders are getting annoyed. I don't feel like... I shouldn't even worry about them when I'm doing my material. But me thinking about other people like I do, being fucking super over empathetic, I'm like thinking about what other people's experience are, you know? And... So I sit down at work yesterday, and I'm at lunch, and I have my book because I'm the same thing. I think
you have the scariest job.
Why?
To do a weekly show, and you get up and you do like 10 minutes every time is like terrifying because everyone knows like you can't go back on tried and true jokes. You have to die sometimes. Multiple times. Yeah. So it's like,
and I get ill before the show.
I can understand sometimes.
Yeah.
Like
yesterday
when we had the NJ Comedy Fest, I saw the like whiteness in your face where you're like, oh my god, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Right now? There's a group of people here. I don't have anything to give them right now because everybody's heard my shit.
Yeah, that's how I feel like. But at the same time, it's the best thing in the world. Because it keeps me sharp. It keeps, like, that 10 minutes that I do or that 15 minutes that I do on a Tuesday, that shit lasts me, like, 3 days. And then I do a show on Friday, and, like, I still have that fucking sharpness to it. Like, if I had just did a mic the day before, I still have the recalls there and the confidence is there. Because I'm like, if I just fucking bombed on this fucking stage, I don't give a fuck about your stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stage, I have to come back next week. I'm not going to be at your show next week. So if I bomb, nobody's going to see me for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? But if I bomb at Nikki's, I got to show my face there. I can't leave, right? I had a comic 2 weeks ago. She bombed so hard, she didn't pay her bill. All right?
Name names. Name names.
Name names. So I'm not going to name names. I trashed her on social media before I even met her. You know, you already know.
And she's funny. That's crazy.
Bro. Yes. She is fucking funny. So she bombed, but...
She took that too personally.
Something else...
It's Nikki's, though.
But in my mind, looking back, something else was going on. right? Because you don't know what people going on through in their fucking lives. Because she gave up on stage when she, there's a certain point at Nikki's,
Well, you're broken
when you're doing material and no one's listening. Me,
not even the
no one.
comments.
Yeah, not even me. No one. Like I'm on my phone, or I'm talking to someone else, and then like I'm usually the friendly face, and then and then everybody's distracted, and then bro, the people at the bar got loud. The pool game was going on. Everybody lost track, so she was up there all by herself, and she was like midway through a joke, realized nobody was listening,
Yeah, fever dreaming,
and gave up and just threw it. When what you should do is just keep going. Pretend like someone is listening. Yeah. That's your rep.
Well, in my opinion, when things like that happen, it's like, oh, it's me time.
Mm-hmm.
This is my time.
Yes. Do something with it. Don't and like I said, I don't know what, some shit could have been going on in her fucking personal life. We don't know what we go up there. Bro, there's so many times I go to on Tuesday where I'm like so depressed. Like sad, crying on the way to fucking on the thing. And sometimes I leave here. And after talking to my wife about some really intense shit, she's like, how are you going to go do comedy right now? I'm like, I don't fucking know, but by the time I get there, it'll be on, I get there, I'll sit there, I'll talk to Chips for a little while, Chips will cheer me up, like that. Dude, whole
Chips is like I don't know, he's a good energy, bro.
That guy's so negative.
I know, but he's like a good energy.
He is, because he's a nice guy.
Yeah, like, he's like this old guy, he's seen everything, and he's just like, get out there and do it.
No, the only reason I say why Chips is so negative, because don't tell Chips you got a show. Don't tell Chips that you're about to be on a show, or that you're gonna you have a show this weekend, because the first thing he's gonna ask you is, what does it pay? Is it paid? And when you're like, no, he'll be like, it's business nowadays. Everybody wants to do comedy, and these businesses, like, he'll just go into a full rant of how open mics used to pay $10 a spot.
Yeah, well, Chip's doing it, 16 guys doing it back then.
The way he makes it sound is like there was so many people and that there were so many places. He's like, every bar had a stage. Every bar was doing comedy. And I'm like, damn, bro, that's fucking...
Yeah, and you know what was happening?
Real comedy bowl.
Garbage comedy.
Yeah, I think that happens everywhere. I think you have to have garbage comedy to get comedy.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think
absolutely.
I don't think, what's funny is, like, if you ever watch comedians when they're not, like, on, like, stage, or they're, not in a formal setting and they're in, like, a conversation, and I always pay attention to when their jokes bomb. And, like, the look on their face.
The light in their eyes drops.
Yes.
Have you ever seen Bobby Kelly's show? Where if you bomb, he gives you a bandana, and you have to wear it on your mic.
No, really?
Yeah, until the next person bombs, and you have to give it up. It's wonderful. It's like the extra shame of bombing. It's like, yep, wear it.
That is a shame, bro.
But to an extent, I like bad comedy, because it kind of like sets us apart. It's like, because open micers, it's like who's garbage and who's not. This is like really, I would say, like 80% is really bad.
Yeah.
I would say 80% is really bad.
Generous.
And it's like it's like a couple people. I would say in 15 years, out of everyone I know, that probably 2 or 3 will be working.
Yeah. And that's a fucking another generous number.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
I know a couple guys who I'm sure are gonna work.
That's pretty fair, yeah.
Like Josh Kincaid already works. He's gonna be working in 15 years. He's fine. He's like super young. There's no way he's not gonna work. But like, if those bad guys define us, like there was this dude bombing last night. I had to leave the room. It was that bad. And this kid does the same jokes every time.
Really?
Bombs every time. But like, good for him.
Yeah.
Because I was that guy where
For
people
sure.
were leaving the room. Absolutely. I was always that guy.
Yeah.
I still am that guy sometimes.
I know. And you know what's fucked up is Nikki has me banning people now.
Who? Who'd she ban?
I have 4 people on my fucking ban list. They're not allowed to come back and perform. I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after.
Name names. We're coming for you, Nikki.
Naming names. But at first, when she had first started floating this idea to me, I was very resistant. Because number one, I'm like, who the fuck am I to tell somebody they can't do comedy anywhere, right?
Yeah.
number two, I kept trying to tell her, like, hey, listen, like, we're at a stage now where, like, nobody's really that good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so if
you
they
see
have a
someone
bad night,
is good, that's an anomaly.
yes, and it's a good night.
Yeah.
Because that same person will come back here again and die. Yes.
Yeah.
I've had Dave Namer was moving at the end of...
Dude, he's such a
right?
beast.
I've had him on every show this month.
Yeah.
On his way out as a guest spot. And he's bombed 2 out of the 4. Dude, that's Nikki's numbers. You know? So when she was
and
like...
he's killing it with those numbers.
Yes!
Yeah.
And I'm like, when she was doing that, I'm just like, well, sometimes people have off nights. Like, you can't judge them on an off night. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not resisting this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is her fucking bar. It's her customers. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a stake in it. I want this show to keep going. Mm-hmm. So if some people cannot come again to keep this show going, it's just going to be what it is. Yeah. And in my mind, I have a timeline where I feel like there's going to be a certain amount of time that goes by and she's not going to remember. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to bring them back. I don't have any ill will towards these people.
A year from now, she's going to be like,
6 months, not even a year.
Is that
maybe 3
the guy
months.
who said the deer joke?
There was one guy, he got off, was he still, he might have still been on stage. And she just walked over to him. She was like, don't let that motherfucker come back here again. I was like, all right. Just tired of hearing about his dick. I was like, all right. So sometimes she might be in a fucking bad mood. She hears some shit that she don't like, and that's it. You know?
Hey, that's the business, though. You know? And really, business, if you get banned from Nikki's...
That's a fucking feather in your cap.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a feather in your cap. To be banned from the place where people almost die on stage, or fucking Nick Johnson got threatened for telling an abortion joke.
Oh my god,
and
so
then
many
fucking
good
guy
times.
Died.
Oh, dude, I'm so happy that man died. I can't explain how many times he was an absolute dick to me, off stage and on stage. You know, like he was just a terrible person to be around in general. Yeah. So yeah, I'm actually happy that he passed.
Fuck that guy.
Because he was an ass. Like every single person was like he was an asshole.
He used to get super drunk and then would get a little out of control. But that fucking day with with fucking Nick Johnson was like in the middle. I don't even think it was an abortion joke. I think he was talking about his dad molesting him. I think that's what he was talking about. 100%.
Yeah, and the thing is, Nick is not the kid to play with.
No.
Nick
Russell.
Nick was a wrestler. He used to do Muay Thai, and he like was a street fighter in like his early teens.
That's hilarious.
Like from 18 to like 21. Have you seen his knuckles? Mm-mm. They're like purple. Cause he used to get into he's like he's a nice guy, but that guy is like not someone you want to fuck with.
That's
he
hilarious.
Will fuck you up.
And meanwhile, the guy started saying something about slapping Nick. And Nick was just on stage, and when Nick heard the guy, he did not say it like low. Yeah. The guy said it so that Nick would hear him, and Nick kind of just was like, he kind of just was like, what? And then kind of wrote it off, and then I started yelling at the guy because I felt like I had to defend Nick, I had to defend this young guy against this old fucking bully, and I'm like, hey. What are you gonna slap him for? Why don't you slap me? Like I've said stupid shit up there too. Like why do you have a problem with just him? You know? And I started saying shit that he would have fucking looked back at me. And then the old guy that was sitting next to him started bumping him. Was like, hey, this guy's talking to you. And he was like, I don't know nothing.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to fight someone his size.
No, he was
because he's an asshole.
Had a problem with fucking Nick. And Nick's my favorite person in the world because I texted him like, hey, remember that guy that tried to slap you? And he's like, yeah. It's like he died. And he was like, good.
Dude, he's in Chicago right now. He's killing it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm so happy for him.
Oh, he is. I've been talking to him in text, but about podcasting, not about comedy. And I feel like it's falling on deaf ears because I don't think he does that much anymore. I don't think he's involved.
No, he's like a straight stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Finally, he's just like talking in his normal voice. You know, like he's not doing any acts anymore. He's just being Nick, which is like awesome. You know, because he's a cool dude.
Yeah. I told him he said he's moving, so he's gonna be coming back here soon. Like he's getting a new apartment
in New Jersey.
No. It's in Chicago, but he'll be like in a better situation financially to come back and visit.
Yeah, man.
Fucking Nick Johnson, the fucking Street Fighter. Speaking of Street Fighter, bro, we got this fight this weekend.
Oh man.
Are you excited?
Kind of. I don't know if it's gonna be as good as people think. Everyone knows the second fight is usually not as good.
I think Wilder's gonna knock him out quick.
It really depends. Fury, if you watch the fight, Fury boxed the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt.
I just watched
and
the game.
Fury was fat.
There's shit. Just came back 3
that
years,
was
right?
That was a fat motherfucker.
Fat Fury.
And you can tell now if you see the pictures.
His face off.
If you see the pictures now, he is in twice the shape he is, which is insane. And he put on 20 extra pounds of muscle.
I saw him fucking lifting weights and shit.
He's huge now. And he's like, that's a big man.
This is why I think Deontay's gonna knock out. This is my pick. Is Deontay. Although, I could be fucking completely wrong, and I would not be surprised if this guy came out and boxed his face off again. But when I was watching, I didn't watch the entire fight. I watched the highlights, like a 6-minute highlight video of all the highlights from each round. And what I kept noticing was that when Fury was coming in, and he was doing this thing where he was throwing like 2 jabs and then throwing this hook. And when he was throwing this hook, his fucking right was falling down. And every time, and I saw it early. And then I saw it every single fucking round. And I'm like, yo, he looks in a very vulnerable position when he's coming off these things with this monster. Yeah. But then I saw the way Deontay swings.
People forget, and Deontay doesn't have a strong left hand. Everyone's always like, oh, he has power. Yeah, he has power in this hand. But this hand is just to block. He doesn't really knock people out with his left hand.
Oh, that fucking right.
Yeah, but his right is death.
That shit comes from fucking...
But at the same time, it's like, I can't deny this guy has horrible form. Mm-hmm. Like, as a boxer...
Oh, terrible to watch.
But what power. And the thing is, he did knock down Fury twice. Mm-hmm. And you know when you break someone's chin... It gets easier to break. Yep. So I'm very interested in seeing what happens. I really do think Fury just boxes the soul out of him.
You think he just boxes him up again?
Because I've never seen a guy move like Fury, and the reason he did get caught is really he was beating his ass and he was starting to showboat. Like
relax.
Yeah, he was like if you notice, like he was like talking shit. He was dancing. Like he knew he had the fight. He should have won the fight. But, like, if he takes him seriously, I'm interested. Because right now, I think it's going to be the same boring thing. Whereas Deontay just waiting and then Fury...
for that one punch and just box him. There's a thing about...
And also boxing sucks.
There's a thing about boxing, though. Heavyweight fights. It's just different.
They just have the power to kill each other.
Yes, bro. It's a different fucking feeling. Like... All the Mayweather fights, the Pacquiao fights, the Canelo Alvarez, all of those fights.
Oh no, Canelo is exciting to watch.
No, but I get exciting for them, but they still just don't have the feel
of a heavyweight.
I don't know what it is. Because like you said, the excitement is the same.
They're just mammoths.
The knockout power, bro. You are not going to see that much of a difference in a heavyweight knockout than you will see a Canelo knocking out Amir Khan. Like that punch. Like the way that, like, you're not.
I love watching Canelo.
Yes.
Dog, that guy is Mayweather, but better. If he fought Mayweather now, he would trash him.
Oh, he's so much bigger now.
Dude, what did he fight at last fight?
170. He's at 170 now.
He's not in the same weight class as Mayweather. That's why he's never going to fight him.
Yeah, that's why you have to get him young.
Yeah, you know, he saw. He was like, if I fight this guy when he's older, he's gonna. I'm gonna die because he's just bigger than me.
Bro, now he's got his who did he just fight? That big motherfucker. He just won the middleweight title from him. Sergey, right?
Yeah.
Sergey, bro.
Dude, the head movement.
Yo, his defense and his.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's putting Mayweather to shame.
Bro, his shit
is Mayweather look bad.
He's like looking at your face while your punch is still here. He's like, huh?
Yeah, man. There's so many good boxers right now. It's insane.
Terrence Crawford.
Yeah,
a lot of boxing. A lot of exciting boxing. A lot of trash boxing, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's see some trash boxing. I'm going to pull up the card.
Dude, did you hear what they're trying to pull right now? A Pacquiao versus McGregor fight? Nobody wants to see that shit.
Come on, bro.
Nobody wants to see Manny Pacquiao fight Conor McGregor.
I'm over that. I was so sold on that fight.
You weren't? I wasn't.
No, I was sold only for the pure curiosity of it. I knew Mayweather. I knew it was going to be a shutout. I didn't think Mayweather was going to knock him out. I just knew it was going to be a shutout. I thought it was going to go exactly how it went, minus
the knockout. They should have never stopped it though.
Who?
the boxing match. Like McGregor was still on his feet fighting. You know?
Oh yeah.
Why did they stop it?
No, I didn't. I didn't picture McGregor landing as cleanly as.
No, he's a great boxer, but UFC fighters fight for 25 minutes at most.
Mm-hmm.
A boxing match is normally 36 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's 11 minutes of just you don't know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
You know? So like I knew if I would be interested if it was like an adjusted rules. Like no one's gonna beat a boxer in a boxing rules. But
that's what was fascinating about. That's what was fascinating to me about it. Because I'm like,
interest me.
What interested me was that it had never been done before. Like an MMA guy we never got to see what someone who just trains MMA, like how does it translate to just boxing? Like, let's see how those skills translate. Because you use boxing and MMA, but let's see how it's different. Like, the range is different. The timing is different. Like, you don't have to worry about takedowns. Like, your stance is fucking different. Your spacing is fucking different.
The thing is that Conor still had the MMA mindset. Because he was like, oh, this guy's giving me his back. I'm going to take his back. But it's like, you can't take his back. Which is... You know?
Transitioning and shit.
Yeah, like, he would go to his back. But it's like, at the same time, it's like... This is so dumb. Like, maybe I would be interested if it was like a boxing match and you could throw knees.
Oh, man.
That's it. Just throw knees.
Or box. What about... everybody hates takedowns. I'm going to say boxing and takedowns. But you can't stay down. You have to get right back up.
There's no reason
Just be so
That's the problem. Is like, Conor is a real fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Floyd is just
a
boxer, and a boxing is not real fighting. It's a sport. Sure. It really is. It's a real sport.
Sport, sweet science, all that good shit.
Like a UFC fight is almost
it's as close as you're gonna get.
Yeah, as a street fight.
Yeah.
Other than that, eye gouging, like killing each other.
Yeah.
But like, the two aren't the same in my opinion. Like,
and people say
UFC
that
isn't
shit.
even a sport.
People say that shit, and I'm like, you know what? I don't really know. I don't really think eye gouging is that big of a deal in real fights either. Like, nobody's gouging eyes unless you're like fighting for your life.
Dude, if it's a life or a death fight,
then
I'm gonna headbutt you. I'm gonna stick my fingers so deep in your fucking eye. I'm gonna poke your ears.
I couldn't see myself doing like maybe I'll fucking go crazy and gouge somebody's eye.
Absolutely. If some guy was trying to kill you, and what about if you're right in front of your family? You would rip that dude apart.
Fucking pull his nose off.
Literally, I could rip your ear off right now.
Everything.
It's so easy. People don't even think about that. You can rip somebody's ear off by accident.
Hell yeah. Just this part.
Yeah. So it's like,
I never thought you get into like an altercation with somebody and you start talking shit, you just reach up and fucking snatch his ear off.
You can literally do that.
Oh my god.
You could literally, and people don't understand. That's why I love doing martial arts, because people don't understand what violence like they don't know what it is to be vulnerable, truly vulnerable. And that's what doing jiu-jitsu is. Like, literally, I had like a dude on my back and he just like was crushing my neck slowly. Because I was fighting, but he was getting it. He was winning. And just at some point, he like just crushed my neck and I had to tap. It was like, and if we didn't have that agreement, where it's like, when I tap, that means you stop. Then I would have died.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And you don't think about it, but that's the agreement. We agree, when I tap, I don't die.
Yeah,
don't kill me.
Don't kill me. When I tap, it's over. Don't break my fucking shit.
Exactly.
Look at these fucking guys on this fucking lineup here.
I've never heard of anyone other than Fury and Wilder.
Right? The undercard is not packed with star power.
I mean, when is it ever?
Sometimes.
The guy at the bottom, what's his name? Lewis? This kid, he looks like a gymnast. Go down a little.
Yo, bro, I was thinking
Daniel Lewis. He looks like a USA
boxer,
gymnast.
Bro?
He's 6-0. What the fuck?
Oh, 6-0, 13-0. Sebastian Fandura.
They're just starting. You know?
Yeah. So this is the fight where it's empty. The whole stadium is empty.
Yeah.
Nobody's in the fucking...
And the thing I hate about boxing is, what's a super welterweight?
Well, there's so many weight classes.
What the fuck is a super welterweight? What's a super bantamweight?
And super. They're just a little bit bigger than everybody. Oh, these are heavyweights. Oh, that's not bad at all. 2 heavyweight fights, and this guy's got a title belt.
Yeah, but there's so many titles. Dude, Wilder has like a couple title belts. Fury has a couple title belts. Like,
yeah, Fury has the coveted title, because Fury has the lineal title, so that's like the big deal title.
like it's like I don't know. Boxing is not my thing.
No idea.
You know,
Yeah.
like
I love the violence and
I love violence.
the competition of it.
I love it,
and I love the excitement of like the fight starting, and there's I was talking about this on a different podcast. There's something about like the anticipation
of a fight.
Yeah, like man. That when that main event comes on, and I'm talking just about UFC. I don't get this with boxing that much, only for like really big events. But every UFC I watch, where there's a fucking championship fight at the end.
Yeah, like that Jones versus Reyes fight. I was so excited.
I didn't watch that one.
Oh,
but
he was robbed. He was so.
I watched McGregor Cowboy.
Dude, the anticipation. You could cut it with a knife, dude.
God, bro. I'm like so souped. I'm sweating. Like my nerves. I'm like, all right, here we go. Like my fucking heart's beating. I'm like, somebody's gonna get knocked out. What's gonna happen? Who's gonna win? And I'm like so into it. And like, there's not any other sport that does that for me.
No.
Like, I love baseball.
You know what made me feel that way? But it's not even a sport. Do you remember those live leak fights that they used to have? You remember that was pre-internet, like real early internet, real crazy shit, where they would pay like 2 random thugs on the street like $45 and they would just fight, no rules,
bum fights.
Yeah, dude, I remember this fight. It was a karate master. It was like this nerdy karate master versus this racist KKK guy, and they fought like it was a 30-second fight. And the KKK guy, but he bit the guy's face.
Oh shit!
He like that was his first move. He bit this kid's face.
That was the white supremacist guy? The racist guy? KKK? Fuck.
He was I ripped people's faces off. Like literally.
Dahmer shit.
Yeah, and he and the fight ended in like 10 seconds. And he was like, give me my fucking money. It was
winner by bite out.
Yeah, it was like insane. They showed like this kid's face.
Oh man.
And I was like, why am I watching this?
That's how Sebastian's gonna win.
Yeah.
Sebastian's gonna bite fucking Daniel right in his jawline.
Yeah.
Look at that target, bro.
I know.
His jawline is a target.
He's got that Nazi look to him, doesn't he?
Oh, he's definitely arrogant.
Dude.
Underneath this right here, there's a swastika hidden in this artwork. There's just something there. Daniel Lewis. He sounds like he assassinates presidents.
It sounds like he has like a couple tattoos that nobody knows about, you know?
For sure. And that was this fucking guy. Manuel Navarrete. I'm not even Spanish.
We only bring Mexicans into the country to fight. You know what I mean? Speaking of a live league fight, I once watched these 2 Mexicans, these 2 illegal immigrants fight, and it was the most brutal shit. Like literally, this dude getting kneed in the face while he's on the ground. I can't believe it. I was like 11, just watching this shit on YouTube.
Just fucking watching people get fucking crazy.
Just getting beaten half to death for $45.
That's what people used to have. I mean, well, I guess that's just for money. But I was going to say, that's what people used to have to do for fights. But now they're just getting random people to make money.
Yeah, right. Now you just got to wear a fitted.
Super bantamweight. What's super bantamweight? Like 154?
No. I'm going to super bantam. Bantamweight is 135.
Yeah, I was going to say super bantam. That might be 145.
138. No.
Yeah, 147 is welterweight.
I'm calling 138 for super bantam.
Super bantam? All right. We got to look it up. These are dudes that I would fight. Super bantamweights, you know? How much do you weigh?
I weigh 170. But when
you've cut 30 pounds, right?
118 pounds?
Up to 122, though.
Who wants to watch a fight like that?
Nobody's getting knocked out.
100, yeah, right?
Brendan Sharp's always trashing them, all the little guys.
I mean, some of the little guys are good, but it's like you don't have the power to hurt someone with 122 pounds.
Yeah, there's not that anticipation. There's not the same anticipation for like a Mighty Mouse fight.
I mean,
unless you want him to lose.
I never got the appeal of Mighty Mouse. He's
just really good.
Have you seen him fight at 135? terrible with small men.
Oh, in the new league he's in?
No, okay. Before there was a 125, there was a 135, and Demetrius Johnson was fucking mediocre at best.
Oh,
because he's a tiny man.
That's where he lost to
He lost to everybody. He lost to Cruz. I think he lost to like Dillashaw. He lost to anybody who was half decent. A 135 trashed him.
Yeah, I thought
he's
there
just
was somebody
not. He's a tiny man.
For the title,
Don't beat me up, Demetrius Johnson. If you get listen,
but he's a gamer, bro.
You're a great fighter, but like don't fuck me up.
He's got a fucking pretty poppin' Twitch channel.
He does?
Yeah. What's it called?
Shout out to you. Stop fighting.
The Mighty Mouse team.
Like
yeah.
Twitch.
Yeah, he's always playing video games. He's really good. Too. I've watched him play for a while. And the cool thing about it, when he first started the Twitch channel, I used to watch it a lot.
Dog, don't you wish you did that?
What, Twitch?
You started doing that like 7 years ago.
Yes, I was streaming on Twitch right now. I wish I had started this Twitch channel in 2012. 2012 I started this Twitch channel. I fucking never used it. I just use it to watch other people create stuff.
Dude, we used to make fun of the kids that used to do that, and now they make money.
They make not millions. They make money.
No, they make millions.
Money. Some of them do.
They
Ninja.
make money. Yeah, like.
But Ninja's not on Twitch anymore. Now he's on another streaming service called Mixer.
Dude, there's other streaming service, dude. We're such failures.
I'm on Mixer on the Xbox.
Yeah, I started Mixer too, and then I was like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not interesting or good at fucking.
Not only that, it's what I've noticed is I don't like to play video games for that long.
I was thinking the same thing.
The streamers play for 7 hours.
I'll play for 1 hour.
Yeah.
And be very happy.
Yeah. I mean, on a new game, I could probably rock 3 hours if I had nothing to fucking do. Saturday.
Maybe on a Sunday.
Sunday or if I'm homesick, you know what I'm saying? I could crank out sometime. But if I have nothing like right now, I could after we finish, I have fucking so many games to play. I just don't sit down and play. Like I'll play for a little while, but my what's it called? Not cardio, but like my endurance for video games is not like, especially if I start losing.
Oh, and you just start calling the TV bullshit.
Yeah, I'm done. This game's stupid.
You know what when I'm trash at a video games, I just start talking shit. That's the best thing to do. Is just to get in there and just really hurt their feelings. You know,
bro, we gotta organize
an online dude. We would be the greatest shit talking.
I want to do like. We could set it up in here, like the TV.
Oh, like a LAN kind of thing?
No, fucking 2-player, FIFA, fucking NBA 2K, and just have like a group of people and just do a tournament and just fuck around and just keep fucking playing.
That would absolutely be dope.
The guy from WWE, what the fuck's his name? He's from, I can't believe I'm blacking out. He's got a YouTube channel. Is it YouTube or Twitch? No, definitely YouTube channel. It's called Up, Up, Down, Down is the name of his fucking channel. And he just plays video games with the other wrestlers.
Yeah.
And that's their channel. They just make videos.
I hate famous people, bro. They could just live their lives and make money. Do you notice that? And it's like, oh, I have a pod. Like, dude, I found out the rapper B.O.B. has a podcast, a successful podcast. B.O.B. Who the fuck wants to hear from B.O.B.? And he has like 1 million followers on it. Who the fuck cares about what that guy has to say?
Other than the song, right? Like, how does one get connect? Like, if I hear a good song, I don't look up the person.
Me either.
Try to get connected with them.
Did you hear about that rapper that died?
Bro.
Poop Smoke?
Pop Smoke, bro. Last week, his album just released last week. And I forgot who sent it to me, or I heard the song on the radio on my way to work. I heard the song and I was like, damn, that shit sounded really fucking hard. That beat was dope.
Yeah,
so,
no, he was pretty good.
Bro, I downloaded the album and the whole album is fucking good. Like with those beats. And he's from Brooklyn. This guy was raised in Brooklyn his whole life. Gets famous, moves to Hollywood and gets shot. Like, bro, life is so fucked up.
Dude, the next generation of kids is gonna have the worst people to look up to. Like
Smoke.
Juice WRLD, Pop Smoke,
The Baby.
Yeah, it's like, ugh. Can you imagine the next generation of rap is gonna be so terrible.
People like fucking Nas and Redman. Why can't we have normal fucking names?
Or even people who are good, like, in this era. Like, there's fucking Kendrick Lamar, there's J. Cole. Like, there's good rappers, and they don't give a fuck.
You have an iPhone?
Absolutely.
I just started making beats.
Yeah. On
Rock Band? Yeah. Bro, I made some dope beats. I'm gonna make a new podcast intro.
Just for beats.
For my beats, bro. Because you know what it is I was started uploading videos to YouTube and from like old podcasts, and I started getting the videos. Like I didn't have videos. I'm just taking the audio and putting it on a picture, and putting it in, and I'm getting flagged because I had music.
Yeah.
Right. So
you gotta make your own shit.
Yeah. So I did. I ended up finding like some there's like websites that just have all unlicensed music on it that people make. So I just took one and like I mixed it with some shit I said, and that's my fucking new intro. That's that.
That's all you need, bro.
That's it.
Everyone makes beats now,
bro.
There's no way all of you are that talented. I think they just made the process so easy.
It's so easy. I'm making beats. I have zero musical skills. Yeah. All right. Other than getting good grades in music class because the teacher was cool as fuck and and like I enjoyed talking to him.
Like smack the tambourine. You're like, oh, he's got it.
No, because his class was like a podcast.
Oh, his you class just talk shit.
Bro, we would just sit there and talk about music and rock and roll, and then we'd get like I would get a test, and the minute I got the test, I'd be scared because I'm like, what the fuck have we learned? We haven't even opened the book. What are you testing me on? And I start reading the test, and I know all the answers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, this guy's sucking me into learning. Like, he's sucking me into learning.
He's an actual teacher?
Yeah. He had he would just sit there, and I'll never forget. He would, like, stand and lean up against his desk with his arms up, and we would just talk, bro. We would talk about the Beatles. We'd talk about, I learned all about 70s rock and roll from that guy. Like, Clear and Water Revival, right?
They're classic.
Revival, fucking great. Creedence, Clearwater Revival.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Fucking all of them. Janis Joplin. He put me onto the Doors. I never listened to any of that shit. I grew up in Puerto Ricans and black people.
It's crazy what a teacher can do when they teach, right? It's crazy how, like, if you actually teach correctly, people learn.
Bro, that fucking class, that was one of my favorite fucking classes.
That's the thing. There's so many shitty people doing important, like, professions.
Yeah.
Like, you know how many garbage teachers I had? I would say more than good.
You only need one. I think you only need one good one to really make an impact on your life.
I don't know about that. I think you need one good one every year.
Yeah, well, for sure. To help with growth. But I feel like one really impactful person needs to cross your path.
Yeah, I agree.
That could change, like, how you feel, like, about shit. So you have to go through, it's like fucking comedy. I go through a fucking dozen dirty-ass stupid jokes to find that fucking one good one.
I think that's just life, man. You just gotta go through bullshit and be like, this is what I was looking for.
That's the fucking ratio.
But it's like, I remember going to school and, like, there would be teachers and like, I remember I had this history teacher and she was young. She was like 26. And she didn't give a fuck. Like, she talked with like no excitement in her voice. She was just, and she was a history teacher. Like, how you gonna not like history and be this fucking boring?
Bro, you can't be boring and teach history. Yeah. That should be like a federal.
It's illegal, yeah.
That's double. You have to be a little bit excited to teach history.
Yeah.
Like I remember I used to have this history teacher. The only exciting thing he would do, Mr. Smith, was when I walked into the class, he would fucking take the fucking disciplinary slip and he'd be like, I've got it waiting for you right here. Whenever you want to start going, you can just start up and I'll start writing. Like, he would just preempt me for the fucking write-up. He had that shit pre-filled out. Disruption of class. Yeah, he just had a whole stack of them because that's what I like to do. I like to talk about my shit. Fuck you. Fuck
yeah, dude, no. You need... Good teachers are so fucking rare, man.
My sister-in-law's a teacher. She's good.
Like, I remember Miss Williams was, like, one of the best teachers ever. And they always teach, like, cool subjects. You know? Like, she taught, like, what was it? Theater and drama. It's like, you never, like, get a good science teacher. No. How come you never get cool science teachers?
I had a weird science teacher. Really weird. In chemistry. He was a real Mr. Weird. He was...
Oh, man.
Yeah. He was...
Weird, we called him.
But he was weird because he was, like, kind of mean, but also like a really good person. Because like, you know how sometimes when like a really good person is just super direct?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're just super direct and there's no sugarcoating anything. Like that was fucking Mr.
An
Weird.
honest person.
Yeah, but then he also had this thing he did with his glasses where he would just look down at you, like when you asked the question, it made you think you were the stupidest fucking person in the world for asking it. Fucking Mr. Weird. Mr. Weird should fight Deontay Wilder.
You think he'd take him?
I think he'd fucking whip up some.
Was he a big dude?
Nah, he was a little fucking white.
Oh,
guy.
okay.
Yeah, he got destroyed. I don't think he's alive anymore.
Mr. Weird.
Mr. Weird. I crazy teachers. I had this one lady, Mrs. Washburn. She was she was a language teacher. She spoke 6 languages, but she didn't speak English very well. Right?
Always.
So everybody she called Mr. U. Mr. U. Like everybody was Mr. U. No! And like she just had all this shit that she used to say. And I struck a deal with her junior year that she would not bother me and I could sleep in class as long as I didn't disrupt the class. And, you know, she's like, you could sleep in class, just don't disrupt. I won't bother you, you don't bother the kids, and I'll just give you the F at the end of the year, and that's it. And I was like, all right, deal. This was Spanish class. Where she fucked up was that I took the midterm and the final and passed both of them because I'm Spanish.
Yeah, and you got like a C.
I got a C.
Yeah.
She had to pass me with a D for the class, so I still got passed.
Yeah, fuck that bitch, dude. Fuck her.
But, you know, that's why I learned how to read and write Spanish in school.
Yeah?
I didn't fucking learn any
Dog, I didn't even pay attention in Spanish class.
Oh my god, I had to. I couldn't fucking. I was already shamed enough by the other Spanish kids for getting bad grades. Like I just get.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Like how are you getting bad grades in Spanish? Why are you Spanish? My bro, I'm Puerto Rican.
Yeah, exactly.
It's different, bro. This is actual Spanish
Yeah,
that you're to nosotros and vosotros and all that shit.
Bullshit words that nobody uses.
I'm like, what? Fuck out of here.
Try to use some
false
classroom Spanish in the real world.
Bro, I have. Okay.
Yeah.
And it is embarrassing. People
They're like, oh,
immediately. Yeah. Yes,
acting,
bro.
Because the Spanish they teach you is so formal.
It is.
You know?
And that's what it is. It's formal, and what's the other version? They always have like a formal version, and I guess like a standard version of like words.
Yeah.
Like
but
nosotros
even
and
that is
vosotros.
formal.
Like,
no one talks like that.
yeah, bro. I tried talking like that, and I just remember that I was at fuck was I working at? I think I was working at a pet shop, and there was like a fucking Spanish guy in the back, and I remember saying something to him, and I used one of those fucking weird proper words, and I just remember him looking at me like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" You know, like, get the fuck out of here with your vosotros and shit.
Yeah, dude, high school's so dumb. What was the bad shit that was going on in your high school?
Me, that was the bad shit.
There
Cause
was
I got kicked out of high
teachers
school.
doing like any crazy shit. Oh my
I
god,
went
dude,
to
there was so many
fucking
teachers
high school.
fucking students out of high
Oh
school.
my god, that's crazy.
So many.
Really?
Yes. So many. Like,
Male
only
teachers
one
and
got
female?
caught. Male and female, dude.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, they all fuck the students. It's so weird. I don't know why it's like my generation or we're getting caught. I think we're just getting caught.
I have a very, very educated idea about this. All right.
Lay it on me. I'm so ready for this.
Our generation, the people that are teaching us, the younger teachers, most of the younger teachers that are fucking students, grew up watching Saved by the Bell, One Tree Hill, all these high school shows that basically glamorize high school fucking.
Yeah.
Like adolescent fucking.
Yeah.
Like this is a bit that I've been trying to work out in my head. The fact that we are just pushed with child porn. Like
all the time, yeah.
People are like, it's not child porn. I'm like, all right, listen. If a man fucks a 16-year-old, do you consider that pedophilia? Or is it statutory rape?
Yeah.
Right? Or is
Absolutely,
that like, it's child abuse? Like that is a 16-year-old a child? Like I don't know. Like really, I legit don't know what considers like a pedophile. Like what age is a pedophile?
Yeah, that's
like
a crazy
little
thing.
Kids, or is it anything
Teenagers.
under an adult?
Yeah.
Like is it anything under adult? Like what's the threshold?
Like, are you a sex offender if that girl has D-size titties? You know what I mean?
If she looks like a fucking woman,
Yeah.
are you a terrible
If she
person?
got an ass like a Tonkatron,
Yes.
You know, is it really pedophilia?
And it's the same way the other way around. Like if the kid's walking around with an 8-inch hog,
if he's 6'3",
yes,
you know, and like 200 pounds,
fucking hair on his balls, go for it. Fucking.
But at the same time, you can't be fucking these kids like that.
I know you can't be fucking.
Because some of these kids are like 13 years old and they're like 6'8".
Bro, that's pedophilia, and that shit is like And then the fucking crazy thing about the whole shit with the TV is that in porno, you can't pretend to be a kid.
You have to be an adult, yeah.
Like if you say teen, they have to suspend the disbelief and say
19,
18 or 19. They have to say it like some point that you cannot legally pretend to be kids, and that's child pornography.
Yeah.
You can't do it in porno, but you can do it on TV. And you can watch kids fuck on TV. You can watch adults pretend to be kids and fuck
yeah,
on
all
television.
the time.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the pop stars, bro. Ariana Grande that's not an adult. To me,
yeah.
That's not an adult.
She's in her 20s.
She looks what? 14?
All of it.
You know?
All of fucking 14 or 15 years old.
Yeah, it's like, and you know, like Billie Eilish. Like, dude, she just turned 18. She was being sexualized for how long? Like, they throw the like kiddie porn in your face.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I think our society has put the age restrictions, because I feel like before civilization, when there was nobody really had
back in the 50s, you could have a 14-year-old wife and they're just like, yeah, that's your wife, you know?
Yeah, it's just, I feel like, but even before that, I'm talking about like Greek times, like the ancient Romans. Like Romans love fucking boys. Like those, that was like
Greeks too.
That was that was
their thing.
A sign of wealth.
Yeah.
Like to have little boys that you could fuck. Like that was like what you traded on. You know what I'm saying? Like that's fucking crazy. Like this shit dates back so long. So like my thinking is maybe we're all thinking about it wrong. Like yeah, it's wrong to fuck a kid, but I just feel like it's the desire.
But why does it feel so right?
But why do some people like that shit? You know what I'm saying?
I think literally, because I was thinking about this the other day. I watched this video with this guy. He's like he's a convicted pedophile, and he's like, I've always just liked it. Mm-hmm. Always.
You can't talk to nobody about it. You can't get treatment for it.
Yep.
You can't go to a therapist and say you want to fuck kids, because guess what? They have to report you.
Yeah.
There's no confidentiality. Like if I want to say, if I want to go to a doctor and talk about how I want to kill myself or some stupid shit, or
it's so weird.
But you like that whole, and I think the reason I say that is because it's such a stigma, and we all have this reaction when you hear about it. You're
but
just
also
like,
fuck them, you know, like also fuck them for wanting to fuck a kid.
100%. But I think we do ourselves a disservice without trying to understand them.
Yeah, but I don't think we can ever understand.
I don't think we'll ever understand.
I think that's because like it doesn't compute in my head.
But what I mean by understand, of course, I don't mean fucking condoning it or like how they're trying to fucking normalize it or anything like that. I mean like try to understand the desire. Like, is that something
is it really
natural?
An orientation?
Yeah, like. Because obviously age is a number. It's a social construct that we make up in our head. The numbers, the birthdays, the fucking, all of that
We've
stuff.
all seen a 14-year-old and then like, that's a woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's a woman.
Yeah, and like you said, you have Ariana Grande, that's the fucking opposite. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like there's something we're not understanding about this fucking pedophilia shit. Especially, like even priests. Like it's just everywhere.
Yeah. It's weird that there's just a job.
That's just a job.
For being a pedophile.
They tell you, like, if you want to be, like, when you're a kid, if you, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a kid fucker. Also, you're going to be a priest? Like, you have a fucking route to go.
You're in, bro.
There's school for it. You go to school for it.
Dude, I knew a kid who went to be a priest. He dropped out of school to literally join the priesthood. And he did 8 months in the priesthood. And he, Dude, the priesthood, they take you all across the world. Literally. They will take you to Rome. They'll take you all across Europe, all across Asia, on their dime, to be a priest. Like, the infrastructure in the Catholic Church is beyond insane. It is like, I don't think they'll ever run out of money.
Yeah,
You
they're
know?
a country.
Yeah, they're a country.
Yeah,
And it's like, how are you gonna stop that?
can't, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
unless
nothing
everyone
can.
stops going.
Like,
But they
you know,
won't.
like, unless God comes down and he's like,
Yeah.
hey, this is enough, all right, guys?
Hey.
Enough. But you can't do shit like the Vatican's protected by the fucking Swiss. I don't know how much that is helpful. They have like their own,
The Swiss.
right? I know, like how many Swiss guys?
Yeah.
No, I like that question where people are like, how many 12-year-olds do you think you fuck up?
I don't know
Like
what kind of 12-year-olds.
A wave of 30 of them. Could
Yeah.
you fuck up 30? Or who the fuck was talking about this?
I don't know. I don't know how many 12-year-olds I could find.
I think
Some
it
of
was
them are big.
No, I think it was Brendan Shaw and
Yeah.
Ryan Callen talking about fighting waves of 12-year-olds.
I don't know, man. I don't think I'd last very long.
Nah, it's just too many. 12-year-olds.
4-year-olds, ooh.
I will fuck some 4-year-olds up.
I will at least 30 rounds.
Yeah. At
Like,
least
there's no question.
just a mob of them.
Yeah, because I don't know how to fight.
Oh, I want to come out with a comedy movie that's like all the
Zombie
zombies are
4-year-olds.
kids. Yeah, like all the only toddlers turn into zombies. And you just have to fuck them up. Chips had a fucking awesome idea for a sketch. When we were sitting there and we were talking about the baseball game, and all of a sudden Chips looks at me and he goes, you ever see these guys at the baseball game when the wind is blowing and they have to get up for the national anthem and they stand up for the national anthem? He goes, I wonder if you ever got just a guy with a toupee if he just took it off and put it towards his heart. And I started laughing. He's like, see, that's like the kind of things I want to film. Like, no lines, just something like that. You're standing there and you get up for the national.
That's some old school, like 1947 ass humor.
But that's the simple shit that fucking makes me laugh. Like the simplest shit.
Yeah, man.
Where I like shit that's so simple it's brilliant.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, man, that's so fucking obvious. How the fuck did I not think of that?
I'm not much one of those guys. I'm more of an idea person. But like, I like little things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like
Clever.
all sorts of comedy should be put in, especially when it's on video. You got to get it on all levels. You got to get it physical, mental, verbal. On video, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like hard to get it right.
You watch a lot of comedy specials?
No,
Me either.
I feel it's weird.
I watch like the big names when they come out.
The guys I really like.
Bill Burr, like
Chappelle.
Chris Rock, like all those big ones. But like I forgot, some people at work, everybody that finds out I'm a comic. They're like, oh, you are? Did you watch this? And like they right away want to tell me all the comics that they've watched. Or did you see this? And I'm always just like, nope, they never watched. Never saw it.
It's too much to watch, man.
You know what's the comedy special on Netflix? I'm like, no, they suck. Like,
Yeah.
For the most
You
part,
know what I
they're
randomly
really
watch?
bad.
Just like random small dudes in New York. that
Small
are
dudes in
fucking-
New York?
Yeah, just like guys that are getting their traction right now. Like there's this guy, Renan Hirschberg. I've seen him at a couple mics. That guy's a fucking murderer. He is a fucking animal. I think he's had like one late night spot. That's it. Like the cat. I don't know how this guy has gone like. He has like 3,000 followers on like Instagram. It's like I don't know how this guy has gotten so far, or like not gotten anywhere really. And he's that funny. It like makes me sad almost.
Well, it's just another reminder that
Renan Hirschberg. I'm a fan. I'm a legit fan.
That just goes to show you that it's not just being funny.
No, it's about marketing.
There's so much
everything.
more. Personal relationships. That's what
Hey,
tried to
suck
beat
the
in
right
Wonderlick's
dicks, bro.
head for so long.
Gotta suck the right dicks.
You do, bro. You don't even have to put them in your mouth. You just touch them nicely. You know, people
Just get them warmed up.
That's it.
You know,
People just want to get fucking cuddled.
exactly. If you give someone's personality a partial chub, it goes so long.
Well, that's it.
Just
Like
give
I'm
them a little
connected.
fluffing.
Stroke someone's ego.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
Bro, people love that shit.
Yeah, a little ego stroke. I feel like a sociopath sometimes though.
Oh my god, let me tell you what happened last night. There's a comic, I'll tell you after. Bombed last night. I think to bomb, you have to think it sucked. I don't think you bomb if you think it went well. I don't think even if everybody else thinks you bombed, I think in your mind they're all
The
bombed.
delusion
Right?
saves you.
But I don't think this guy had any delusions. But he spent the first 3 minutes like complimenting me on his set. And it made me feel so uncomfortable Like the first compliment, oh, thanks for putting this whole show together. Hey, great. And I'm like, I can take that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he had like said, I remember when I met Vic, and he went into that thing, right? And then all of a sudden, I just felt like I was about to receive an award. Like he was bringing me up to receive an award. I started feeling uncomfortable, and I was like, damn, you can do too much of that.
I feel like I've done that before. Because remember one time I was doing a mic with Dan Pozzello. He was the open mic host. And the thing is that Dan Pozzello is the first guy I ever met in comedy, which is weird. I don't know why. Such a successful person.
Yeah.
And he, like, I was like, I'm so scared. I've never done comedy before. And he's like, oh, well, no one cares. And it was like the best advice I've ever gotten in my life. But it's hilarious that he was like, I don't care that you do comedy, you know?
Yeah.
But it was like the best advice. And I did that on stage and it was very awkward. And I don't know why. I thought that was funny, you know? But it was like something when you like talk about the host in that way, it's like...
Because I feel like you're trying to relate. Like you want to get everybody like to feel good, like you're feeling about it at the moment. And then sometimes it just doesn't come out that way.
And everyone's just like, why are you talking about it? This is weird.
Fucking goofy. And then you end up sexual harassing a fucking host. She's in Cali now, that girl.
Is she?
I don't remember her name.
I don't know. I don't remember her, but I'm sure her set is about her tits.
And
that's the perfect place to have a set about your tits.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Now she's in LA. She does
I kind of want to go to LA, bro. Everyone I see that's around here and they go to
move.
LA and they're like, "Oh, I'm doing great now." It's like, yeah, because the comedy's way worse. It's fucking easy.
I want to go to LA just for I want to go to LA just for like to do like the tourist thing.
Yeah.
But then I was talking to Milkshake Marino last night. I don't know if you know him.
I have no idea.
Mike Marino. He's I think he's like more of a like Dave Namery's type of neighborhood comic, like from over there, right? But he does shows around here. I met him at Scott's Comedy Co. I met him at the Comedy Co.
Yep.
And we hit
Old
it off.
man balls.
We were joking around and shit. And then started talking to him on Facebook. So I put him on my show. But he books gigs all across the country, and he does it on his own, like just messaging people.
You can do that.
You know, and he's just fucking messaging
you
people,
can have
and
then
he spends his own money to go perform.
Yeah.
Like he'll like depending on where it is. Like
he doesn't make any money back.
No, they pay him, but you're never gonna get paid as much as it takes you to get there, unless like he does. I think the only place he flies to is Houston. So that's the only time he ever has to really come out of pocket to do spots in Houston. But other than that, he's doing shows in fucking Connecticut, like all up and down the East Coast. That motherfucker's in his car, just fucking hitting people up, spots, booking like a little tour, and then fucking.
Yeah, I see that that's the way you actually have to live now to do it, and it's like, I don't know if I'm ready for that, you know, because I have like so much bills, you know, like I can't afford to like. Just drop everything and go
Still
places.
school loans and shit?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I don't think I'm ever gonna be done. I'm fucked.
Fucking vote for Bernie, alright?
Vote for Bernie. Yeah, vote for someone that's gonna destroy this country so we forget about student loans. Please.
Oh my god. Michael Bloomberg. Step up, sir.
Dude.
Mini Mike.
I can't believe that's getting traction. I don't think it is getting traction.
What, Mini Mike?
I think it's just getting like bad press. Michael Bloomberg's whole campaign.
Oh, it's so silly. It's so silly. We're gonna recruit another billionaire to take out this billionaire. It's so dumb.
That they're boys.
Listen,
they're boys.
Nobody that is running for president right now is gonna beat Trump.
I don't know.
He's just not. You
I
know
think
why?
Bernie's gonna win it.
I don't think so because I think Trump's gonna win the people in the middle during the debates. The swing votes, because I don't think anybody there, because everybody's fake.
I don't know. I like Bernie. I think he's like a real dude.
I like Bernie too. The only problem is he's a career politician, and I lost a lot of respect for him when they fucking screwed his ass out of the fucking nomination, and then he fucking goes and then backs the bitch that screwed him out.
Well, I think he's just trying to stop Trump.
I know.
That's the thing.
And I think that's so ridiculous.
He cares about the bigger thing. Like he cares about the importance of like stopping a horrible president, which I respect.
You could have said fuck you guys and just ran as an independent and probably.
I don't think he would have won. He
No?
would have just split the vote. Yeah, he was just splitting because you think about it. Trump has his people. It's about getting the uncertain
the
people.
swingies, the swingies.
And
like
nobody
all those
likes
other people,
Hillary. You know?
Yeah, and just all the people like Mike Bloomberg, like everybody that gets up there, I feel like they have talking points. They got their politician face on, and Bernie, to your point, doesn't give that off.
Yeah, man, he's
he has
kooky science teacher energy.
My only problem with Bernie is like, does everybody that support Bernie remember that this is a republic and not an empire? So that when Bernie becomes president, all that stuff he's promising you is not going to happen. Because everybody else that's in the fucking Senate and Congress, including Democrats, don't go that far left. Like, there's more moderate Democrats than there is far left Democrats.
I think everything's changing, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's slowly, you're seeing it. There's less and less Republicans every year. Mm-hmm. Every year. And there's less and less moderate Democrats, you know? Mm-hmm. We're moving more left. And to tell you the truth, it's a good thing for right now. Because we don't have basic things that everyone else has. The nations that aren't as good as ours, you know?
Yeah, but you know what? Those nations have that the U.S. doesn't have, that nobody ever considers when they talk about comparing countries. All of those countries are not melting pots.
I mean, UK is, Switzerland, Poland, like those.
But like the main countries that they like to.
Germany's a real melting pot now.
Norway is like the socialist thing that they always point to, and there's like 2 black people in Norway,
and nobody likes us.
I think there's just like so many like cultural differences to that, and I just don't. I don't subscribe to like the blanket fixes. You know, like every state is different. Like people in this region don't have the same problems like the other people in other regions.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I just like all these candidates. Everybody just wants to give the government more power, keep growing the government, keep spending more money. Like no matter what, there's no real Republicans anymore. There's no real conservatives anymore. Yeah. That's the fucking difference. Yeah. Like real conservatives, like fucking, like Justin Amish, like that guy, Amash or whatever his name is. And who's the other guy? The new
Rand Paul.
The new
a real conservative.
I don't know.
Well, he's a libertarian, but like.
Yeah, but
that's what you're talking about when I think of a Republican, I think of somebody that wants small government. You know,
like traditional values. Yeah, like traditional values.
Like I like Rand Paul. I would vote for that guy.
I don't think I would anymore.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like the idea of people leaving me the fuck alone.
I agree with if he was his father, that's the problem. He's not his father. Like his father has changed it from. I got 2 of his fucking books in my thing, and Ron Paul, The Revolution, changed my whole fucking idea of politics. Before that book, I had voted for Obama twice. I voted for Clinton. I had voted for Gore. Like, I was a fucking Democrat my whole fucking life. That's how we grew up. And then I read that book, and I understood, like, that government is a fucking
mess.
Yeah, like, just the whole idea of government is evil. And, and you should just try to keep that bitch as small as possible. Like this fucking guy, he wants to close the Department of Education. He wants to close the fucking Department of Energy. Like all those, like he wants to, like he just feels like all these fucking things are so bloated and inefficient. And I started really believing that people could probably do better than government.
If it was smaller, yeah.
You know
absolutely.
I mean? Like if people stopped worrying about what the fuck Trump is doing and worried about what their mayor and their town is doing, like that stuff's so much more important. And people don't.
Like dog, in this town, we let Joey Torres steal so much money for years, and he still lives. How far up? From like a block from us?
Is he in prison now?
No. He lives in his house. He has 2 Chrysler Crossfires.
And they sent me to jail for fucking weed, bro.
You know, like he has like,
other countries.
He has real money, and he kept it. It's still his money.
It's such a fucking scam, bro. Scam.
And guess what? He was a Democrat.
Of course.
Yeah, you know, obviously.
See, that's another. Like, I got so jaded. What happened was, in 2013, I lost my job, And I got real fucking angry. And I went in a YouTube fucking rabbit hole with conspiracies.
Yeah.
And I went so far deep into conspiracies, I rounded out to doomsday prepping from the conspiracies. And then that brought me back into like normal pot. And then I just came back and I left the conspiracies and the prepping alone. And then I just became like this, I hate to like identify with anybody, but I became like this hardcore libertarian mind where I was just like, the government's evil. Like anything government, I don't even fucking care. It sounds like a great program, the government's gonna fuck it up. Like, that's another reason why, like, yeah, Bernie's great. If Bernie does get all that stuff good, I trust Bernie, but the next guy I don't fucking trust. That's the fucking problem.
You can't trust all these people.
Yes, and then you leave like these people with these blank checks, you know? Like, you see fucking, they tried to restrict Trump's war powers.
Mm-hmm.
And then fucking Trump will just veto that shit. But like, they're only doing that.
So much power.
Yeah, they're only doing that because it's Trump.
Yeah.
They didn't do it for Obama when Obama was bombing fucking half the fucking world recklessly. Like, nobody gave a fuck. Like, nobody was trying to restrict any powers.
Nobody talks about that.
You know?
Obama has the most kills.
Not anymore. Trump beat him.
Yeah?
Already? Trump's over 40,000 in a year. He's fucking this is something that I have been completely wrong about. Because I've been saying this whole time, like, I'm the only reason that I ever defended Trump against anything that ever said was because I was like, at least we're not dropping bombs.
And we're dropping more bombs than ever.
Bombs, because we're not dropping them ourselves. We're building them and letting the Saudis drop them. Same fucking shit, you know. And we're coordinating, we're
Business
supporting.
Is open, baby.
Yeah, it was just like, all right, we're getting hit with billions of dollars.
It's so gross, man. That's the thing. In my opinion, in my dream, is like we should just break the country apart.
Dude, I'm all for, like, as much as I'm against socialism and all these socialist programs, because I feel like it'll just be a hotbed of corruption and theft and all that shit. I would rather pay for healthcare than bombs.
Absolutely.
If Bernie's gonna go in and be like, hey, we're not gonna drop bombs anymore, we're gonna spend all this money on infrastructure, like, anybody that says that shit, hey, you're the fucking guy, like, that would win me over.
I like Bernie, and I think if he becomes president, it's gonna be great, or it's gonna be so bad.
But I kind of wanted to at the same time.
Like
I wanted to become president.
Low key, Bernie might be a monster. The way he's talking, the way everyone's like on the same page as him. You know who that was? Hitler.
Yeah. Bro, did you see?
Hitler said some really nice shit before he like got to where he was. He was saying some really cool shit.
All fucking rebuilding the country and shit.
Yeah.
There's a video of Bernie staffer. This fucking video. You watch this shit, bro, and you're like, what the fuck? They have this guy. He's on the Bernie team, and somebody's secretly recording him, right? And he's having a conversation. They're all smoking cigarettes, like not
vapes.
No, not vapes. Actual cigarette. Oh, they might have been vapes. These fucking kids. Yeah, they gotta stop supporting this browser because it's slow as fuck. And
you still use Internet Explorer, dude?
It's just fucking default. This is a work computer. Bernie campaign staffer. Is this it? Veritas. Yeah, because Veritas, this is the fucking guy. No, that's not him. This guy. Oh, bro. This guy right here, he sits there and he talks about how the gulags weren't that bad. That the people that don't want to get on board
with Bernie,
you're gonna have to go to the gulags. Like, they're super supportive of the whole idea. Like, if you ain't with it, you gotta get run over. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. I like the idea, but it's like
you can only enforce it with
with violence.
Yeah, with the threat of violence. That's the only way you can enforce it. Your idea is not that good. The only way you can implement it is through the threat of violence.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And it's like,
which is everything the government does.
Yeah.
Everything. The only way it operates is the threat of violence.
That's what I was saying. I was talking about this on stage. People got real weird, but it's like, Bernie might be a monster. If you really look at it, it's like, everyone who talks like this turns out to be a monster. Like every single one. Yeah.
Daenerys Targaryen.
She was saying all that good shit about peace and
breaking the wheel.
You know, yeah. And bitch, you are the wheel.
Yeah.
You know?
You get so caught up in your own delusion of grandeur that you believe that your idea is so important and so much better than everybody else's that you are willing to kill people to make it
and that's the thing.
reality.
Like, I don't know what his limit is. You know, like I don't until he does it, because he could just be like, yeah, fuck those kids, bam, bombs in Saudi Arabia. Like, you know, he doesn't give a fuck.
I want to see. There's a big part of me that wants him to get elected, and like I want national health care. Like I want all these things that people want, so that it fails, and I could be like, hey, see, what I did wasn't that good after all. You know,
like dude, I was thinking, because I'm about to turn 25. Like next year, I'm not gonna have health insurance anymore, and I was like, how am I gonna find a way? Like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna join the military? Am I gonna search for a job that's gonna, you know, like
because New Jersey still has the penalty. New Jersey is one of the few states, these motherfuckers, where they still do the insurance penalty.
So it's like, I don't know. I want it, but I don't want to be in a gulag, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how it always ends. You see what was happening in that country, that South American country, that they were converting to communism, and it's like a fucking war zone there now. People are starving to death. It's like, I think this always happens, no matter what. Like Stalin was just murdering people. Hitler was just murdering people.
Millions.
It's like, I think that's just the cost of. It's like Thanos is right. It always comes back to Thanos is right. He's always right. He was right the entire time. We need less people.
I think about that every day on Route 3. I'm sitting in that traffic.
Route 80?
That was one of my first bits. That was one of my first bits sitting,
Imagine.
Like, letting people, Or like when I see people smoking outside, it makes me feel good that not everybody's buying the propaganda.
Yeah.
Like, we still need fucking people to die.
We do. Absolutely. We need a lot of people to die. And I think that's the plan.
We need a coronavirus. We need a Heineken virus. We need all the fucking viruses. Let them go around a little bit.
Like
stop quarantining people.
Alex Jones doesn't really sound that crazy to me. When it's like the higher ups who run this world, they know that there's too many people right now. You know? They know that.
These fucking think tanks and shit.
Yeah, they're not dumb.
Crazy.
They see all these people, like these people, like 50% are useless. They have no use.
Sucking up all the resources. Mm-hmm. All right, let's wrap this bitch up. Just Montanez. We're going fucking hard in the
What we're saying is you're gonna die. You're gonna die.
Yeah, this guy.
The only thing that's happening is comedy. Let's hear
Project Veritas, Bernie Sanders campaign.
Radical who has been paid more than $10,000 for his campaign work. We wonder, how many other radicals like Jurek are embedded in the Sanders campaign apparatus? Jurek's ideas are beyond scary, especially his take on the Soviet Union's gulags.
There's a reason Joseph Stalin had gulags, right? And actually, gulags were a lot better than what the CIA has told us that they were.
Wait a second. I mean, the most comprehensive literary work about the Soviet Union was done by Alexander Solzhenitsyn, who won the Nobel Peace Prize for describing the horror, the violence, the tragedy, the carnage, the genocide.
The CIA.
It's just an open mic.
The guy blamed it on the CIA.
We released a video yesterday. This video has even more discussion and praise.
Dude, that gulag comedy must have been so dark.
Prisoners would have their skulls squeezed with iron rings. That a human being would be lowered into an acid bath. That they would be trussed up naked to be bitten by ants and bedbugs. That a ramrod heated over a Primus stove would be thrust up their anal canal.
Alright, let's move on to the next one.
Not only to remove the people that were insidious to the state from the state, hey, you guys are all causing problems. You're working against the revolution. We're just gonna remove you and put you in Siberia, where you learn the fucking value of being a comrade.
Being a fucking comrade. This is what you fucking deal with, bro. This is the people that work.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
That's
that's so terrifying. And he's a staffer. He works with him.
I'm pretty sure he got fired after this. But it's not just him. This Project Veritas, they were exposing a whole bunch of people like
and
this.
And dog, when you're in college, there's so many people like this. Whether it's communism.
I don't get
like, dude.
Same thing with flat Earth, bro. People just gonna believe what they want to believe, man. It's fucking crazy.
Like, I'm not saying we have the best system. Obviously, we don't.
I think we do. America, not better system than anybody else.
I don't know, man.
From scratch, so young.
I think we need to
We set the
contact
bar.
the aliens.
We set the bar with the Constitution.
That's the Constitution was
It's a
pretty
fucking
dope.
brilliant piece of work. It's a really pretty
It's
fucking,
pretty dope.
pretty
We should have had some amendments
You know?
recently. You know, like we need some new amendments.
right. Running fucking. Then we have to read. Then we have to convene a fucking.
When's the last time there's been a new amendment? We haven't amended that bitch in forever. We're like an old Reddit post.
I think pretty recently we did, but I'm thinking of the other. It's a constitutional Congress. That it has to be like if they call it like a constitutional Congress or something. The Constitution can actually be rewritten, but the way that you have to call a constitutional Congress is crazy. I might even be saying that wrong. But anyway, all right, let's wrap this up.
Hell
It's
yeah,
fucking
dude.
11. We're gonna go home. You got any dates coming up?
I got Pet Shop in Jersey City on March 11th. Hit me up. It's going to be very dope. Alex Screwbar runs a great show. Pet Shop is a great bar to get fucked up.
The Pet Shop?
Yes.
I've
Great
seen
bar.
the flyer and I'm like, I want to come to the
Great
Pet
bar.
Shop. And it's a fucking bar. That's nice.
Absolutely. You don't even have to listen to me. Just show up. I don't give a fuck. I'll put you down.
Where can they find you on social media, sir?
Jesse M Comedy, Instagram, Twitter. Don't hit me up on Facebook. Don't be an old man. Hit me up on the new
Facebook
shit.
is where I get the most fucking interaction, too.
Yeah, because
my mom.
Facebook is weird, man. But, like, you really want to be on Twitter and Instagram, you know?
Yeah.
That's where you want to be.
For sure.
That's where the cool kids are.
All right, man. What do I got? I don't even know what fucking today is. Today's the 19th. On Monday, the 22nd, I'll be at Trend Comedy Club. No, Trend Comedy Club. Yeah, Trend Coffee House in Montclair, 8 p.m. Tuesday, Laugh It Up Tuesday. Friday, the 20. I don't even know what it is. Here we go. 20. Because I kind of
So unprofessional.
what do we got? The 24th, we have Trend Coffee and Tea House in Montclair. Tuesday, Laugh It Up Tuesday. Friday, the 28th, I'll be at the Station Bar and Grill in Cranberry, New Jersey. Cranford. Is it Cranford or Cranberry? I
It's
think
definitely not Cranberry.
I'm almost positive it's Cranberry, New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen. Don't listen to this fucking kid. It's Cranberry, New Jersey on the 28th, and on the 29th is another show that I'm on that I forgot. All right, wonderful. That's how I do it. I know the 29th is a good show, too. I'm fucking forgetting it. God damn it. 29th. What is it? Oh, the 29th. Tiff's Ale House.
Ooh.
Looney with Chips Cooney. I'll be hosting that bitch down at Tiff's
Hell yeah.
Tiff's Ale House. So
Don't make them laugh too hard.
Oh, shit.
You know they're gonna fucking.
He's a fucking
catch
illusionist.
A heart attack.
You're gonna like it. All right, that's it. Thanks, Jesse, for coming through.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.